I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of good checks and a lot of differences in routing, and starting off with a little bit of health here. And it looks like they do about the same routing, going to Uncle right after Link's house. Very common starting practice, and both of them know to do the kill to check the pull. So both of them seem to know what to do in the beginning in certain instances.
And nice getting a 1 bomb drop from a blue guard. That'll be handy here to start.
Heart pull. I hate heart pulls. Those are never useful.
I know that Songleaves at least is really knowledgeable about glitches and sequence breaks, so I wouldn't be surprised if he busts them out. And phasebro as well.
Oh wow. Starting off with the blue boomerang. That's going to be good to check the stun prize. I'm hoping for a decent stun prize today.
Yeah, isn't that vanilla boomerang, I believe?
No, that's actually vanilla lamp spot. Boomerang is actually in the escape, going down to save Zelda. So that's not quite vanilla, but close to it. And
it's in the right region anyway.
Maybe not the Sank heart, but a vanilla heart nonetheless. They are at 5 health and a bloomerang and a bottle. So good news is they're going to be going to check what we call Sphere 0, basically what you don't need any items for to check. And that's going to be in checking Kekekrio, the dam, as well as the Mini Mall Dorm Cave, places like that. So they're going to be able to check Sick Kid, which is often a trolley spot if you don't get a bottle early. More hearts. Looks like we have level 2 heart pull. That's awesome.
8 bomb drop on that. What is that guy called? He's not a Cukeman. That's his powdered form.
I have no idea what they're
called. The electrified pickle.
Yeah, the electrified pickle. I like that. I missed that check. What was in?
I did too, but luckily we're going to see it again here from Songleaves. It looks like an upgrade.
Arrow upgrade. Yep. And he was sneaking up trying to see it like we were. Oh man. Yeah, and we are getting some talk in chat about 60-minute first sword. If anything about these races that I've seen lately, that may be true. Literally, sword has been the go mode item. GT small keys. So we talked about the very important keys and the ones that can be trolley. There's a couple other ones that we need to mention. Useless keys. Literally, Ganon's Tower is useless keys. You don't need Ganon's Tower keys. You can go get one, steal one, go up, and literally go straight to Agatu and get through Ganon's Tower.
Well, unless there's progression in Ganon's Tower or the Ganon's Tower big key, which is possible.
Very true. It's very low on the hype scale of finding Ganon's Tower keys.
Yes, that's very true.
Now, there is 2 keys that you need to find to possibly have an Aga Seed. Those are Castle Tower keys. It has been, honestly, all too common in these Keysanity races that I've seen. Early Ice Rod. Let me interrupt myself. Early Ice Rod. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Okay, so Ice Rod will not be a troll item today.
Well, hopefully we'll get to see some Ice Rod strats from these guys.
And Fire Rod.
It's the Rod Seed.
Why is the blind guy holding all the rods? Good lord.
That seems a little dangerous.
Yeah, playing with fire and ice. And yes, that is the Cactar skin from your Final Fantasy series.
Shout outs to the designer of that skin, Ryutek. He did an amazing job.
Yes, he did. I did not know that was Ryutek. Ooh.
Hook shot in the well.
And we're going to get a check from Songleaves that phasebro is going to have to come back for. I hate it when this happens. If I have one bomb coming into Kekekrio, I always go down to that bottom left. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, he had to dodge that for a second. Early pod key. But if I don't have bombs, if I come in with one bomb to Kekekrio, I go bottom left to that bomb spot that you can get more bombs. It's just, I don't like not having bombs.
I think they might have jumped in the well. Maybe they could have forgot that they had the bombs. They might have also been trying to fish for bombs in the well, trying to get a 3-bomb pickup or something. But Songleaves making good use of that important 8-bomb pickup. Power gloves.
Did you see the vanilla bug net?
Oh, no, that's classic.
Yeah, sick kid had a vanilla bug net. Oh, game's over, guys. Swag net's there. We're good.
This is my favorite Kakariko I've seen yet.
I'll tell you what, though, this is one of those seeds that we're starting to see. We're getting a lot of items. There's one castle tower key. Now, they still need either 2 swords. They need to have master sword, and they're going to need lamp, or they're going to need cape and a sword. So they're still going to need some items for it, but castle tower key allows them to go to that second chest. That's what I was going to mention earlier. So you still need to find the castle tower key to get to the second chest. That first chest is available, which is a trolley spot. There's a lot of things that can be there because it's not too far off from Sphere 0. You only need a small combination of items.
And I do want to just say this is probably the most pedantic that I'm going to get in the seed, but it is actually possible to get to Aga Tower without the Master Sword or the Cape, thanks to a brand new sequence break that yours truly discovered. But I don't know that these players know it yet. Songleaves might actually, because he hangs out in the glitched room in the Discord. So I wouldn't be surprised if he knew it.
So there's a way to sequence break that's not doing overworld glitches?
It's it's actually a minor glitch. It uses a fairy revival and a pixel perfect setup.
Oh, I've heard of that, and I have never wanted to try it. It sounds like pain. Wow, but yeah, that's interesting. That I don't think we'll see that at this level. These runners seems like they have their routing down, but I doubt that we see them actually do any kind of more complicated sequence break like that. Like we might see a hammer yump from these guys if they've been practicing it.
Well, Songleaves, and I believe it was their matchup against Kurito for this tournament, actually pulled off a Zora Ledge sequence break without flippers. So you never know. You never know. These people could surprise us.
Nice.
Yep. He did the water walk chain with a fairy revival, giving him fake flippers after jumping off the waterfall.
Wow, that is very impressive. That's not an easy trick to do. You've got to set that up with that setup, or you got to do it with boots, and you can't get hit on the way over to it. There's a couple different setups. It's not easy. It's definitely one of the harder sequence breaks.
Yeah, see, look at that hook skip.
Yes, I love that hook skip. I like the hook shot skips.
These people may be new to officially speed racing, but I imagine that they've both been practicing quite a bit because they know some tricks. It looks like.
And that's always good to see. One thing I am noticing, Songleaves is, the Zora check is going to need 500 rupees. And Songleaves has close to 100. phasebro has almost none. So, but phasebro, I think, had to buy bombs. So that's, oh no, he missed the hook shot skip. That's unfortunate. It's not going to waste too much time, but it's still a few seconds loss.
See some hookshot strats in the mini Moldorm cave.
Now this is going to be the real test. One, they're probably going to go to Ice Rod Cave. If they do,
oh, what even is the seed?
Desert Palace, small key, and the mirror. Now we still need Moon Pearl though. We still need Moon Pearl.
Yeah, we need Moon Pearl and or another glove upgrade in order to get our Dark World access.
Exactly. Well,
or hammer or glove upgrade.
Yeah, we still need a hammer or a glove upgrade, but the Moon Pearl is number one. You got to have that to enter Dark World. Now there are a couple spots you can check that can have the Moon Pearl that you don't need the Moon Pearl to get to. One of the most trolliest ones that I've seen, they get a glove upgrade, they find the flute. The Moon Pearl is in Checkerboard Cave.
Ooh, that one can catch you out because you don't think about that being in logic, but it is.
It's definitely in logic because you can just walk right around and you're just regular bunny and walking all the way over there. So,
and of course, the most famous of all is the Pyramid Ledge having Moon Pearl,
forcing Aga, which we still need a lamp for Aga to be in sequence and a sword or a cape. Like the reason you need a sword. A basic sword is because there is a curtain that you have to swipe, so you can't get through with anything else other than a sword. If you get Master Sword, you can cut the little guy in the front and get through there. Cape can also get you through there. So those are your two options right there.
Yeah, and Songleaves taking an unfortunate getting sniped by the crabs, which are have killed many a runner.
I think that was intentional.
Oh, was it an intentional death?
If I had to guess, it was probably intentional, so he could come over here and check backup escape. It's pretty common. I'm not doing the sequence break, the fake flippers to hobo and things like that, because they don't have moon pearl. So going to the Zora route really doesn't pay off. You only have, really at this point, no items you can check. So we've gotten two of the big keys out of the way that are literally one item checks: Swamp Palace and Skull Woods. Those are only to get to the big chest. There is no big key door in either one of those dungeons, so not required by any means for logic to clear dungeons.
Yeah, they're more. I would consider them more like insurance policies that you don't have to double dip the dungeon later. But Skullwood's a pretty useless insurance policy compared to other ones like Ice Palace Big Key or the other big key to have to Swamp Palace.
Yeah, like really, Skull Woods is also not like that far out of the way typically for most of the areas that you go to. We're about to find our green pendant check. Earn the green pendant in Swamp Palace. Okay, so Swamp Palace small key cannot be on pedestal. But there's a lot of keys that still can be on pedestal.
Yeah, so no hammer. Oh, there's the Moon Pearl behind Sahasrahla.
Well then, that puts sequence breaking over to Zora. Well, not sequence, excuse me. Sequence breaking that those two chests in the Waterfall Ferry. Easier to do because you have to have the Moon Pearl to be able to sequence break that, to go into the waterfall and then come out, because it actually does a check at the point that you go in with the fake flipper to make sure you're standing. And the only reason it knows you're standing is because it actually does a Dark World check with the Moon Pearl. If you don't have the Moon Pearl, you're actually the bunny and it doesn't think you're standing, so it's not going to let you do it.
There's a lot of early progression in this seed, which is amazing. But a lot of times when you get early pro, you have a late go. So, Fighter Sword and Escape.
And this is where you'll see the difference in routing come into play. So now Songleaves has got a sword, and if he finds a cape and lamp, we have the second chest in. Well, yeah, we have the second chest in Aga available. I'd be checking that first chest in Aga pretty soon. I feel like that chest's going to have something at this point. We're running out of areas that both these guys are checking.
Yeah, I think a save and quit from Songleaves will probably come down to how comfortable they are with dark runes.
Well, he didn't set up the death warp, so...
well, he's got a mirror.
That's true. I forgot early mirror. You usually don't see early mirror, so... So far, it's looking pretty drab over there on Eastern Palace, unfortunately. phasebro is not finding too much over there. But what would be really interesting to see, what if he finds a sword in Eastern Palace? That means there's a sword in both places they go.
Or an Eastern Palace Big Key, and with that bow there, you can finish off the dungeon now.
Oh, yeah, wow. That would be crazy, a vanilla Big Key. You don't see that too often in Keysanity. You see quite a bit of vanilla stuff happen, but vanilla key locations, when it comes to big keys, is just a little bit, like, it's hard to happen. We do have a fetch quest, though.
Songleaves making his way through the dark here, and I just want to give a shout out to just how impressive this is. Songleaves' first race on Speedruns Live was February 2nd, and already comfortable enough to come down here into these dark runes. That's really fast to learn this game and its tricks. So, and phasebro doing the same thing with this dark room in Eastern Palace. A bit easier of a dark room for sure, but still. Oh, yeah.
Eastern Palace is the easiest dark room to learn. It really is. Both of them combined are easy. The one in the back's not too hard, especially if you have Fire Rod. Keep in mind that. Whoa! That was the big key to Ganon's Tower and the dark room escape.
Oh my god.
Wow, that sequence break just gave him some information. Now that's going to come into play later, but that's a trolley spot for that, because that's out of the way. That's something you don't go to typically right away.
Yeah, okay. Depending on how comfortable phasebro is with doing that dark room, that can be a really easy chest to isolate and forget about. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Looks like Songleaves heading up to Death Mountain here.
Yeah, don't blame him at all. This is probably one of the easier dark rooms to do too. There's only really one spot that can kind of troll you after picking up.
Yeah, it's nice and easy, especially when you have the sword and you can use its sparkliness. Which, I mean, by the way, what is it reflecting off of? It's pitch black in there. I call shenanigans.
It's a special sword for special reasons, so it shines bright like a diamond.
phasebro full on archer class right now, without a sword but with a bow. And Songleaves is going to have to be careful here, especially with these dead rocks. It's really easy to get sniped. Steals green mail, one hit.
Yeah, dead rocks hurt, and so do those little bouncing things. Usually, I've seen plenty of people get hit by that very first one, but he made it through, so he's not going to have to worry about too much here. Just the mini mall dorms up here, but he could pick. He's got a couple of hearts he's going to pick up actually in this first cave right here.
And as phasebro may be setting up also to do the dark room, we're going to find out in a second here, as we also get to see the hypest of caves, the new hype caves, Paradox Cave.
Flips. Turtle Rock keys are always nice too. The two dungeons you want a lot of small keys for is Turtle Rock and Pod. Those are the ones you want, because Turtle Rock, you need a minimum of 3, I think it is, in order to be able to go skip the vanilla big key location and do otherwise called the lava chest, and go all the way through to Laser Bridge and actually get to Trinex. Or you need 4 to full clear. And Pod, you need a minimum of 4 with the Hammer Yump, 5 without knowing it, but or no, I might have that backwards. I might be down 1 on Pod. I always forget those numbers because they're so always important to know. But
it's 5 with Hammer Jump, 4 if you combine both Hammer Jump and the bow side without opening up the front door.
That's it. That's what it was. 4 without opening the front door, 5 with opening the front door. That's what it was. I usually skip opening that front door anyway. I don't know the Hammer Yum. I still haven't figured that thing out. But I'm relatively new to some of the tricks anyway. I did a lot of NMG in my time. We're going to have the slow walk of shame here. Going to see Spiral Cave. We're getting a lot of Death Mountain checks, and phasebro is... Where's phasebro? Has he not done Mini Maldorn?
He has. Maybe he's setting up to fake flip to Zora, would be my guess. Or maybe he didn't do Ice Cave before.
It's a very big possibility. Nope, he's setting up the fake flippers. Which, right now, Songleaves is in sequence break. So, there's either a lamp or a flute somewhere out there that would have let him get up to Death Mountain. So flippers are sequence broken right now.
So anything phasebro picks up here, we'll know is not quite in the logic yet. Which also very slightly reduces the chance that these fake flipper items could contain progression, particularly progression that could get you into the Dark World.
Yeah, sequence breaking is a good and a bad thing. It's a blessing and a curse. You can get a lot of good items early, but it can also send you on some breadcrumbs and some long trails that can hurt. You'll miss obvious items, like for instance, Agena. Agena could have that progression to get up to Death Mountain that we're looking for. Neither one of these runners have checked Agena yet. So,
if it's an out of the way location like that, then it's wonderful to get to sequence break. And of course, the other great reason to sequence break is to improve your routing efficiency, which is such a huge part of the game in Keysanity.
Got a compass on there, and that sound just got a little louder on me there. I was like, "Wait, we can hear better now."
Let there be sound.
So we haven't seen Waterfall Fairy yet. So we're going to see that right now. Now, while this is happening, I want to point something out that may happen. If he finds a heart piece in here and he upgrades his heart, he will drop back down into the water. He has to go back out and come back in. It's one of the trolliest things that can happen to you doing the sequence break.
Ooh, bombos.
Okay, it didn't
oh,
happen.
okay, it wasn't the fourth piece.
I was hoping to see it happen. I don't want to calm curse anybody, but... Oh, we're going to get a bottle check. What is it? B-Torp. Come on, B-Torp.
Mitts!
B-Torp.
Mitts on Zorledge!
Oh no! phasebro can't get the mitts, but Songleaves is going to get him.
Okay, so those mitts are sequence broken, which either means that that lamp or flute has to be somewhere early, or it could mean that the true Dark World access is the hammer, which is somewhere else. But this will allow Songleaves to get into the Dark World.
I'm telling you, Agina has something. Agina's got it. Either that or Zora. Zora could have it too, but we don't. We can see Zora. We're going to see Zora right now. As a matter of fact, he's got 612. So Zora could give him the lamp, could give him the hammer, or anything of that nature. But if he doesn't have anything, Agina's pretty much the last option, because we don't have access to anything else otherwise.
And the lamp! What? Okay, it's got to be the flute. That means it's got to... Oh, no, I'm sorry. You can get to Zora.
He is in logic right now. He has just reached logic because you're no longer sequence breaking because you can now get through the dark rooms.
Well, and I totally forgot that you can also get to Zora with just the power gloves. So
yes. So we are in sequence now. We have found that sequence break item. The only thing is, Songleaves does not have the Moon Pearl. So
also didn't have the money to go to Zora, but I imagine that they're going to pick up the... I imagine they're going to check Zora on their way back to pick up those mitts.
Yes, without a doubt. phasebro will do that, but Songleaves does not have the... He has Dark World access, just can't do anything in Dark World right now because he doesn't have the Moon Pearl. So phasebro has the Moon Pearl. phasebro got that from Easter. Songleaves is going the opposite direction of Easter.
Yes.
Because that Moon Pearl was in the Sasha's shed.
Yeah, so...
Does he have...
Maybe he did go to Sahasha and we missed it. Or maybe he's...
Nope.
No, he didn't realize.
It's chicken. Chocobo, excuse me. Don't burn me at the stake.
Yeah, technically, you could fairy revive into... I'm not even sure if you could fairy revive into Super Bunny there, but I think he had to save quit. But he didn't have a fairy anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there's a sequence break you can do to make Super Bunny going into the first 4 chests of thieves. And even doing it, there's like a bomb trick you can do to check Sea House and things like that. Honestly, in these races, doing stuff like that is so risky that it's just not worth it. If you know how to do it, that's great, but practice. And once you get it down, certainly you can do it, but you know the Moon Pearl's not going to be there. There's really not much progression you're going to get from that. So.
And Songleaves, luckily, making the right call to find what he needs to get into the Dark World here. Well, yeah, phasebro is just about to pick up their flippers as well.
Now, does he dip Eastern, or is he going to wait to dip Eastern until he has the big key? That's going to be a really interesting thing to see.
Yeah, it's almost like when you get the bow, you're more disincentivized to go to Eastern because you have extra incentive now to wait to get that big key. But it looks like he's walking out, so changes his mind.
Yeah, just straight decided to peace out on that. I can't blame him because there's way more items in places like Village of Outcasts and checking Thieves Town. You've got about like 7 or 8 items, and the fact that your access is the Titan's mitts, you can even go down, check Dig Game, and check a few of the southern spots, and it'll help you a lot. Like it's not a bad check by any means.
Nice bomb jump from phasebro.
Yeah, that bomb jump's a good one to know. A lot of people continue to do the bomb jump though instead of just pushing the bottom block. Once you fail that bottom or that jump once, just push the block, go around, go back up, and just walk through, because you're literally going to waste time by walking back up the stairs and trying to bomb jump again. Because if you fail a second time, you've wasted even more time. So.
Yeah, but your pride, man.
Yeah, my pride. Yeah, so at this moment, Songleaves definitely has a slight advantage because he's already made Dark World, but phasebro is going to be catching up really quick because he knows he has the knowledge, so he's going to be able to. He's most likely going to get the money he needs. As a matter of fact, I think he's going to get it right here. This might have been a bomb upgrade.
Yeah,
No,
not far behind. And if Songleaves ends up dipping into Eastern Palace as well without the big key, then the difference between these two runners could be really easily eliminated. This is just such a small lead right now. I'll be really interested to see with that fighter sword and fire rod if Songleaves wants to take on Mafia with Greenmail.
Yeah, and I completely agree with Larsec here. Like clear lead is a very hard thing to call in Keysanity. Keysanity is something that like a clear lead isn't that clear because it changes almost on a whim. So all it takes is just a slight routing. He's trying to do that trick. Okay, I'll explain that trick in a second. But all it takes is just a slight routing divergence and a slight, not even a mistake on the runner's part, but not finding what you need in the routing choice you make.
Yeah, there are no leads in Keysanity until you're in go, really.
Pod big key, that's a good key to find. And on top of that, we only know one dungeon right now. We only know that Swamp Palace is the Green Pendant. That's all we know. So phasebro is making the decision to go ahead and turn in the mushroom. Songleaves does not have that mushroom, but it turns out it's only a bomb upgrade, so nothing too much there. But
I like
phasebro.
I was just gonna say I like this play from phasebro. You know, because he could have chosen to flip her back up to Zora, but now he has an excuse to turn in that mushroom on his way out. So smart routing.
Very true. Very true. I like the routing, especially not having the other item required, or like you're missing hammer, you're missing cane to be able to do like fake powder and things like that to get a bat jet. So it's definitely useful to go ahead and turn that in and make sure you're not missing an item, because he already knew he had to come back here. So he's not really double dipping anything, as even though he was here, the knowledge made it less of a double dip and more of a, okay, I know this is worth coming here. Another big key.
Ooh, Thieves Town.
That's a great find. Now, here's an interesting thing about finding that big key to Thieves Town. Without having the small key, there's actually a little bit of a logic thing going on here. So, there's only one chest in logic past the big key that if you don't have the small key, you're allowed to get by logic, because the game assumes that you're using your keys in the worst way. That is the Maiden's chest. That's the only one that is in logic, according to the game. Now, granted, it's not too much of a sequence break, quote unquote. So it's like, it's one of those things where it's kind of hard to figure that out in your head when you're running, because it's just that weird. It's a weird sequence break. So anything you find in the chest that's up in the like the Skyrise or whatever, where you bomb to get the blinds,
the attic room, I believe it's called.
Yeah, attic or whatever you want to call it. It's like, if you find something there, it's kind of hard to really understand what sequence broke in there.
Oh, finding Quake in the chest game. So Songleaves deciding to ditch out. He's just got a fighter sword and green mail. If you're not like 100% confident you can do that fight, then you could waste a lot of time. Plus, if you find something else like, you know, tempered sword, then you can also reduce the time that it takes to check Mafia. So I think it's a smart play there. phasebro looks like also going towards Skullwoods.
Yeah, so phasebro is on the heels of Songleaves, but has a slight knowledge advantage. Not item advantage, but knowledge advantage over Songleaves, because he's done Easter. So this is where that clear lead isn't so clear anymore.
Yeah, but, and this is pretty open so far too. So this could take them in many different directions really quickly.
And the book, that's an interesting find. So that's giving access to desert. And they have the desert small key, but not the big key. So they can't like clear desert, but they can get most of the chests in desert.
Yeah, there's 5 chests available to them in that general area, plus knowledge of what's on the torch.
Yes. So that without boots, without boots and without big key, you have access to 3 chests in the dungeon, and then a 4th chest in, or I say chest, 4th spot on the outside. That's at the very bottom. It's the desert ledge. So that's what you have available to you right there. Now, the 5th one is on the torch. You can check it, and the 6th one is actually the big chest if you have the big key. So a lot of items over there blocked by little things here and there. Oh, I thought he was about to get bodied by that guy.
Yeah, nice recovery and like perfect bomb jump first try. We'll see if phasebro decides to go towards Moth as well.
And something else still that we also need to know, or that we need to point out here. Songleaves does have a bit of knowledge over phasebro. Cannon's Tower Big Key.
Yes.
So that is a huge thing. That is literally that hurts. It just hurts.
It does, especially because that chest is now pretty isolated down in that dark room for phasebro. It won't be dark anymore, but it can be easy to leave that for a while.
Has phasebro done back of escape?
That's a good question. I can't recall.
I can't recall either. I know Songleaves has done it. Mahyrikov, what are the odds that phase checks escape dark room? Honestly, at this point, they're kind of slim. They're kind of slim. Oh yeah, no, getting grabbed by that hand.
Wallmaster, but looks like he's heading towards Moth. A very brave move. Yeah, it's hard to calculate exactly, but I would guess roughly probably a 75.76 or 77 chance that he remembers. That's just a back of the napkin calculation.
So hard to calculate, but I'm going to give you a point to the 100th. I'm going to give you the 100th.
Yeah, much apologies, chat. I wish I could give it to the 10,000th decimal, but I'm trying to focus on the game here too a little bit.
Right? Yeah, we don't like pi configurations here.
It's all going to come down to really routing. We know where his routing takes him. So if he's got the mirror, if they go to the pyramid, then they might decide to mirror from there and check that chest while they're there. And it's also gonna come down to memory. It depends, if they're using a location tracker or not. If they remember that location's there. It is a sphere almost 0. It requires logically the torch, but it's an early access location, so it does make that a juicy thing to want to remember to come back to.
Yeah, and with a lot of the newer runners, I mean, in all honesty, sometimes they don't even know that there's a tracker out there that has a map. So a lot of it might just come down to what they use as far as their tools are concerned and things like that. And I don't think that resets your stuff.
Yeah, I think you need
a mirror.
Come out and
yeah.
Actually, maybe just a mirror would be enough.
Well, he can do the lamp for the first couple, and then do the fire rod for the other one, and he'll have enough because there's 2 of these small pots over here.
Yeah, it doesn't lead him much magic left for the Moth fight, so hats off to him for bravely trying to do this right now.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what he's doing. He doesn't have hammer. He's gonna have very little magic. Oh, you know what he does have though? He's got 1B.
Bug on bug. And Songleaves pulling out the B for the... Okay, so I happen to know what he's trying to do here. He's trying to... And he did it!
Wow, I love it! Chase it off the head!
Can we get double B, ladies and gentlemen? Let's find out. Songleaves releasing another B.
Come on! Chase him off! That would be so swag! Nope. Oh, the bee's trained on the main one. Oh, no!
phasebro with some great dodges on the Moth fight here.
Oh, pay your respects in chat. Give me your Fs. Oh, man.
Rip Songleaves. Thank you for entertaining us with that B strat, though. That was amazing.
And is phasebro going to be able to pull this out?
Half a heart.
Oh!
Double death.
No.
Death sync.
Oh.
Okay, so just to explain that B strat real quick, because folks were just talking about it in the Discord today. Actually, it was in the chat room, I think, of the Speed Gaming channel, which then went to the Discord, where somebody had a head from blind to get chased off the screen by a bee. It's very RNG dependent. You can't consistently do it. I would be surprised if Songleaves even had time to practice it, because he was just talking about this 2 hours ago. But he pulled it off. Maybe he got lucky with the RNG.
A lot of it has to do with the timing of releasing it. Because if you release it like right about now, before the second head comes back up in the cloak, it'll focus on that head and chase him off. It's very RNG dependent because of how far it'll go to the right or the left, but releasing it and letting it focus on that head is the best. The second one's a little bit harder because by the time you release it, it will be more likely to come back around to the third head and not chase it off. So
be more likely. I see what you did there.
Yeah. Puns are great.
Yeah, if somebody in chat can clip that bee blind fight, that'd be great.
And yeah, please clip that and not the request to clip, because reasons.
We'll get in trouble.
It's like, yeah, if you request a clip, it doesn't sound nearly as good whenever the request to be clipped is in the clip. But Songleaves dipping out, I don't blame him at all. After about the second death, the more time you spend on that without enough hearts or the blue mail or something to that effect to help you, a fairy, it's too much time. Come back to it. We don't even know if Thieves Town is a required, or if blind is a required kill.
And both of them, like, not losing much time here, because they both were taking deaths with their green mail and fighter swords against hard boss fights. So interestingly, they're still really neck and neck right now. Got a Skullwood small key. Not going to be super useful. It could potentially save Songleaves magic on his way to Mothula. That's about it.
Okay. Songleaves has got to be going back to grab good old Jeremiah. Which has got to be one of my favorite references in this game, to be honest with you. Do you know where the reference goes to?
Jeremiah the Bullfrog?
Yes, thank you. Joy to the world. Such a great
song. We're both cultured.
Yeah, cultured. I'm just happen to be old enough to actually have listened to that song.
I think it's between that and MC Hammer.
Yeah, can't touch this. Actually, I will say this. Somebody said this before. They called the Peg Cave the MC Hammer Cave, and I thought that was a clever little shout out to that. He didn't grab the chest.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder if that's
Gary Oldman on Death Mountain. I like that too, Firelight. That's hilarious. Oh, that's why. He's gonna get dig game and then go grab chest.
Smart. Yeah, you can't do the dig game if you have the chest following you, which is why a lot of people like Songleaves did. We'll do the chest game first and then come back up. But I don't know. I don't really know if it saves that much time. It might be like, 6 of this, half dozen of the other.
Yeah, really, doing the dig game first is typically better in the routing, because you're going to be coming down and doing all these, having to go back to grab the chest, unless you plan on saving and quitting after grabbing the chest. But with the mirror, why would you do that? Because you can come down here, get Cave 45 or the South of Road, whatever you want to call it, get Old Stumpy, just get the routing done and go over there. Like, having the mirror is just so useful in doing the chest. A key. That's actually useful. Ice Palace small key is useful. That's going to allow them to do some better routing in Ice Palace.
Yeah, not sure if these players know the bomb jump, but I would be surprised if they didn't, considering the bomb jumps we've seen from them already. That's a very important bomb jump to know. And phasebro opting not to go back to pick up the chest, so depending on what Gary has in a lunchbox, this could be important. Ooh, early map check.
Yeah, Go ahead.
I was just going to call it out. I think it was Skull, Mire, and Ice Palace Crystal is what I saw there, and it looked like a TR pendant, maybe.
Yes, that is correct. You have a red pendant on TR. You have 1, 4, and 3 in the respective dungeons that you just named, Skull, Mire, and Ice. So
It looks like Tower of Hera and Eastern Palace are the two other red crystals.
that's amazing because they have access to that right now. They have access to both Tower of Hera and Eastern. Once they get the big keys, they're going to be able to do that really quick.
So I think we're just missing the one crystal to have complete knowledge of which dungeons are required here. And the Master Sword.
Oh. I don't know what I would call him. Rat face? I don't know. That sounds mean. Eastern Palace big key. Is that Hera? Ice Palace big key. Oh, that's a hype cave. That's a hype cave. That's okay. I'm happy. Thank you, Hype Cave. Sorry for calling you Rat Face, Mr. Hype Cave guy. And their third bottle, actually, too. So, yeah, that's a Hype Cave. Now they can go clear Eastern Palace and see what's on Armos. That's probably going to be routed in with Pod once they get a few more Pod keys. And
I'm curious if Songleaves is going to choose to dip into Ice Palace just to grab that first chest. You can't go much farther without that small key, but it is a move that you see from players sometimes. Especially if you're right here, you're going to turn in the lunchbox anyway.
What does Gary have?
phasebro choosing to save and quit. They also could have chosen to jump in the water. They don't have the hammer. They might not realize they can hammer their way up towards Pyramid, Catfish, Pod, and stuff. But because they have the water toes, they could also have swam around.
So I really want to point this out right now. phasebro is doing some interesting routing. It's very sporadic. It's kind of working out for him in certain ways. He's not too far behind Songleaves, but Songleaves routing is far and away working out better this time around. Finding that Master Sword, he's going to check the Bombos tablet just like he did. He's going to go to Agena. He's going to go into Desert. He's getting all these things all at once. phasebro just came down here by Gary, and he could have had that chest. He could have done all that stuff with that chest.
Might have mirrored from where he was as well. But Songleaves, unfortunately, leaving their portal behind. So if he does want to go route around to the east side of the overworld, he's going to have to come all the way back through via Kakariko Village if he doesn't find the hammer.
Yeah, and even though that's a rough thing, leaving the thing behind. I mean, going into Desert, you're probably going to be saving and quitting after that anyway without a flute or something like that. There's really no way to come back and do much else. He's not going to be going into Swamp. We don't have the Swamp small key. Even though Swamp is a green pendant, it's probably going to have something. I can almost guarantee you that. Swamp green pendant is just notorious. Which, speaking of small keys, that could be the Swamp small key right there, which would shut me up so fast.
I think that's the point at which we'd have to burn you at the stake. Yeah,
right? Oh, man. I'm getting my Tinder ready, don't worry. And no, I'm not talking about the dating app. Was that too much? Was that too much?
Ladies, I can guess what the small keys are going to be. Swipe right, swipe right.
I'm married. What's going to be over here on the right side of Death Mountain? Back to the game. Enough about my dating profile.
Big key.
To Meyer.
Oh, that is a crystal. We know that that's a necessary key.
Another Pod small key. That's actually very good. They're about to head to Pod soon. I can almost guarantee that they're about to head to Pod soon. They have the big key. We've got 2 to 3 Pod small keys. Making a dip there soon is going to be necessary.
Yeah, they have a couple of other options. They could dip Ice Palace, but yeesh, who wants to do that without? Oh, another Pod small key.
That's the Pod small key that phasebro just got. Yeah, that's his second one that he has. I think Songleaves got a small key from a location that phasebro has not been yet. I don't know 100% where that may have been, but. And while we're kind of seeing a couple checks and waiting for Songleaves to go check this other key, I want to give a great shout out to Raspberry Floof doing our tracking today. She is doing an amazing job. Thank you so much for that. Please give them a follow. Also making a quick shout out to Kern, my co-commentator, as well as these runners. They are your entertainment for today. please follow them. They are doing a great job. They entered this tournament when many of us didn't, and they are doing a wonderful job of it. So please give them a follow as well.
Yes, and of course, shout outs to my co-commentator, Unknown Availability. But yeah, I'm very impressed with how few official speed runs that they've done. Just the knowledge of the game they have and the technical proficiency that they have at this point is really, really amazing.
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
I was going to say I'd be interested to see if they join up in the next tournament, which looks like it might be in spring.
Yeah, I was going to say something similar to that, as well as the fact that their execution actually is pretty good, considering they're 1-3. Their execution is pretty solid. Like they were trying to do harder fights with going through like Fighter Sword Moth and doing Blind with only so many hearts and Green Mail. Blind is a scripted fight that can be done, which you do see often in the higher like seed runners. So it's one of those things where it's not something everybody can do. So at this level, you're going to see mistakes in that, and that's why deaths happen. But for the most part, they're doing an amazing job on their execution right now. I'm actually very impressed. And Mihai Rukov, if I mispronounced your name, I apologize. Another Keysanity tournament in the spring. We don't know what it's going to be. They're probably making that decision based on the success of this. It may be another open tournament. They might be trying to do like Open Spring and Keysanity some other time. They didn't expect the turnout for this that was. There was like 280 runners entered at the beginning of the Swiss tournament. A few people dropped out for different reasons, but there were quite a few runners that entered.
Yeah, and just incredible that so many of them have been able to be featured.
Oh yeah, and shout out to the Speed Gaming crew, as a matter of fact. All the people behind the scenes on Speed Gaming, just to name a few, like Clifford Sakura, Willa J. Bradley, a bunch of other ones that run this Feasel. Good Lord, they are doing an amazing job with the organization of this and making sure that people get featured and restreamed, and they are absolutely doing a fantastic job of this. Like, it's been really clean and well done. Real big shout out to them. And while we're getting some of the similar checks that we've also been done, both of these guys are in Eastern. Songleaves is going to be checking his chest, and phasebro is going to be heading directly back to the boss.
Both pulling up Stalfo's strats here too. I can't get over this. I can't do that half the time.
I usually miss the last one. I usually miss that last one. That's the one that always trolls me. But there's plenty of other channels. Not only is there Speed Gaming 1, 2, 3, and 4, there's being restreams on ALTTP Randomizer 1, 2, 3, and 4, and Randomania 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right now, Randomania hasn't been used nearly as much, but ALTTP Randomizer, I have to slow down and say that every time because it's a tongue twister, is used pretty much secondarily to make sure that people are getting restreamed. So there's a lot of races out there that you can see. Your entertainment is almost unlimited at this point. So,
and now we're seeing, phasebro came here before, did that early clear. Songleaves has to finish the full clear, but gets to go. phasebro going straight to the boss while Songleaves is clearing some chests. So this is actually really nice. It might appear that like phasebro has an advantage for having gone here before, but of course, Songleaves is doing all of this much more quickly than phasebro was able to.
Okay, so he kind of... Oh, just missed it. Almost got it, though. Still, pretty decent fight. Blue mail. Okay, Songleaves, I like what you're doing here. He wants safeties, so he is using those fairies that you can get by jumping right off on the left into those big pots over there. That is a very good safety backup strat to kind of make sure that you aren't going to die in other areas. He's certainly not doing this for Eastern Palace. I haven't seen anybody die to Armos in a long time.
Yeah, he's maybe thinking about that blind fight again, or maybe he's thinking ahead to other dungeons like Ice Palace. But now with Blue Mail, 10, 11 hearts, they're looking pretty nice. The other amazing thing about him picking up fairies right there is if you have the flute, then you think, okay, if I need potions, I can just get them in any time, right? But if you don't, then it can be a lot harder to route in you know, I'm going to go to Ice Palace. I'm not confident I can defeat Cold Stare. So good game knowledge there.
Yeah, very, very good vanilla game knowledge right there. There's a couple of places that are really easy to go fill up hearts. Like if you take a bad death in Ice Palace, you're right next to a fairy fountain. You can go north into that fairy fountain, and there's a bombable wall that will send you perfectly to fairies, and you can go catch them, use them, fill up hearts. It's easy to do. Now, Magic fill up that's a little bit different. That's a little bit different. You gotta go somewhere else for that.
Looks like phasebro is going back for round 2.
I don't blame him.
And Songleaves trying to get the quick kill on Armos Knights here.
Oh, he missed that one. Can he time it? Oh, gonna have to do red guy. But got him. Got his blue mill. Very good job.
Blue needles.
Yeah, I like to call this his emo phase. We have emo cactar.
It's punk rock.
Yeah, you got to mirror first, phasebro. Oh no! Poor phasebro.
Hopefully you can get back without bonking. Okay, good. He's fine. Pedestal check.
Get your ped hype in chat. Come on, guys and gals. Let's go. We know it's not GT Big Key, but what is it? Now you know where the boss hides? That's a map.
Yeah, that's a map, I believe.
Is it it's either one of those, so nothing. It's dead.
I always confuse that and Find Your Way Home, those two flavors. One of them is a map, one of them is a compass. But yeah, Ped's dead. Sorry, folks.
Yep, the Ped Dream is dead. And unfortunately, Aga Dream is pretty much dead too. But that's fine. We still need to check Pyramid. We still need to check the chests in Aga Tower as well. So there's still some spots that can be kind of trolly. But phasebro is going to be coming in here with more magic than he did last time, which is going to be very fortunate. It's going to help him, and he's going to have Master Sword. That helps a lot on Moth, and he doesn't have to worry about opening anything into here either, so he's just going to be able to go directly right, have pretty much full magic.
Songleaves making a very bold play to go to Ice Palace without Hammer.
That is a very bold play. That's an extremely bold play.
Especially when it's a known crystal dungeon, so you're almost guaranteeing a forced double dip, but if Hammer is here, that could give him a huge advantage.
There are way too many places open for that. I mean, Dark Death Mountain. Dark Death Mountain would have been my play, probably. We haven't checked Super Bunny Cave. We haven't checked Hookshot Cave. We haven't checked a lot of different stuff.
That's a gamble for sure. Oh, phasebro have to be careful. He didn't pick up those fairies. So I believe he has no safety right now.
Yeah, those spikes still take 1 hit of damage, period. It doesn't matter if you have red mail or not. It takes 1 hit.
Well, so far, bosses have 4 kills in our race here.
And everybody that I want to address in chat lately has been having names that I can't pronounce. Sapphic or Kloklu. Hammer could be at Fat Fairy. That is very true. Hammer is not required for Eastern Palace nor Tower of Hera. And I purposely butchered your name there. I apologize.
See if we're gonna get it. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna get a bomb jump from Songleaves.
I've never bomb jumped with this sprite, so I'm not familiar with where its feet and things need to be. I guess if you do it by shat, I've done that too many times. Oh, he's just gonna go ahead and take a death. phasebro said, "You know what? Peace out." I feel like that was on purpose because he took a hit, a mistaken hit. He's gonna go back in.
It might have been a death to regenerate the pots. I'm not sure.
Why wouldn't I mean, he could have just mirrored. I think it was for his health mainly too.
Oh, it was, yeah, you're right, a death heal. Songleaves showing off some good game knowledge again. He tried to pick up a heart with the hook shot, and there's a glitch which can allow you to get 2 hearts instead of 1 when you do that with the hook shot. Didn't get it that time, but was going for it. He knew about it. Small key to Skullwood. So far, this gamble hasn't paid off.
It really hasn't, and honestly, we're missing a lot of big keys right now to critical dungeons. Well, no, I guess we really aren't. We're missing TR, and we're missing like Hera and Desert Palace, and we've gotten most of the big keys. So
okay. That could potentially lead to something. It could be Bumper Ledge. It could put Spike Cave in Logic.
That does put Spike Cave in Logic, I believe. Although I think maybe by Logic standards, they might have to have half magic.
Yeah, I think there was a change recently, so I forget what the latest is on that. But you can certainly sequence break it regardless. Piece of Heart. So no true known value yet for this dip. He's got one chest left to check as phasebro's on his Moth Fight V3, I believe.
Oh, nice spin. Nice spin. Got it. What does he have? Piece of Heart. And watch it fill him up. Oh, I was gonna say, watch it be the fill up heart, just as a nice little, stab to the belly. But
force you to watch that cutscene.
Definitely good job clearing that out. Sometimes you got to beat your head against it a couple times to get through there, but doing a good job. Probably going to Thieves Town after this. So, I mean, Songleaves is about to be at the end of his run here of what he's doing. Oh, he's doing. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I love that bomb jump. I started doing that randomly, and I love it. It's so awesome. And nothing, I mean, Cape is nice, but I don't think there's really much of value here. I mean, you can check Bumper Cave, but,
you gotta hope that there's something there at this point.
Now, there is one place I want to say that they have not checked that is very common to mess people up. Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, that's an easy one to forget about.
Mm-hmm. Very easy location to forget, just like Aga Tower.
It looks like we're about to find out if Bumper Cave is something special on phasebro's side here.
I like this check.
Yeah, you might be writing in that Graveyard Ledge you're talking about. Just a Piece of Heart.
Mm-hmm.
So not good news for Songleaves, but it kind of evened out in the end because while he was busy dipping Ice Palace, phasebro had to fight Moth a couple times, so they're still at about the same spot in the seed. I mean,
they really
checked
are.
Different fits.
But phasebro still has, or excuse me, Songleaves still has a slight advantage because of the Gans Tower Big Key. That one small spot is the location of it is what makes it rough. Not really the fact that that Songleaves has it and phasebro doesn't. It's the fact of the location that makes it rough because phasebro is going to have to think to route that in at some point in the dark escape. And like you said, if you don't use a map, I mean it's really rough. So
just to answer a question in chat, the numbers at the top 1-3, that's referring to the win and loss of these two runners. So this is a Swiss matchup. So people as best as we can are matched up against people who have the same win-loss ratio.
Yeah, and this is mainly this is pretty much for ranking in the Swiss matchups to kind of know where they go record-wise. You have to be one loss only in order to be considered for the tournament. So, but this is definitely still a very fun and interesting race to watch. They are definitely doing a good job at even entering the race because it takes a lot of chutzpah to actually get into this and do this and put yourself on stream because sometimes embarrassing things can happen and it makes it to where it becomes frustrating, but these guys are doing an amazing job.
Absolutely. I mean, talk about chutzpah when you take a fall to a boss fight and you go immediately right back to it. Both of these runners.
Yeah, right. Straight stubborn.
All right, so just covering ground that we've seen before, phasebro back in Thieves Town, which Songleaves checked first, and Songleaves catching up with phasebro here on the Moth fight. Of course, Songleaves has an advantage that phasebro didn't have, which is a couple of fairies and some bottles, so I'm imagining they're going to have a much easier time with this fight.
So where do you think Hammer's going to end up being at? Where do you think that I mean, that's an important item to have.
Oh man, where I think it's going to be, and where it's probably going to be and where I want it to be are probably three completely different things.
Yeah, right. We usually try to aim for the most entertaining for chat and try to go trolly. I like what somebody in chat put earlier about it being on Fat Fairy. I think that's interesting, but I think it's Agus Tower. I think it's probably second chest or first chest in Agus Tower. That just feels like the trolliest location for me.
Yeah, because they haven't checked Pyramid Ledge yet, they might be routing that in with a mirror when they go there. So if that's the case, then they might pick it up then.
I think we're gonna have powder on Pyramid Ledge or the pyramid, and that is going to lead to Kane because they're gonna have to get hammer from Agus Tower.
The chaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, another troll location would probably be something like the basement of Hera with getting a small key late, or vanilla big key location. Oh, actually, it couldn't be vanilla big key on TR because you need the hammer to get in there. There's a couple of isolated locations that can really cause you problems, especially if you don't get access to that isolated location until much later in the seed.
Yeah, and at this point, I mean, we have a 66% chance to have the actual coins to get into TR Mire. So we don't know what they are yet. And Songleaves doing the same unfortunate mistake that phasebro did, having to come back and do another quick mirror to go check the wonderful location of where the boss is.
They must have agreed on doing that bonk before they did the race.
Right, yeah.
It's the only explanation. So Songleaves finding out the disappointment to us, but I'm sure relief to them, of Ped dead.
Yep, doing the new phone who dis. And phasebro is dodging like a master right now.
Sword beam strap.
I'm gonna stop talking because as soon as I said dodging like a master, he gets hit again. I'm
the curse.
Literally, I was just talking about it the first time, and he gets hit again. Oh wow. Okay, so Thieves Town is a crystal. That means Desert Palace or Pod is going to be the last pendant. So we're kind of looking at it. Really, we hope it's Desert Palace because they hope it's Desert Palace. Because if it is Desert Palace, that means they don't have to worry about that big key. And now,
pendant, right?
Yeah. We don't have to worry about the big key for Desert Palace if it's a pendant. So that's going to be fortunate if it's there. But if Pod's the pendant, we're still looking for the Desert Palace big key. Still looking for the Turtle Rock big key, but that may not be required. Like Turtle Rock is going to be a dip, and it's going to be a like last option thing. So there could be something pretty trolly in there, like boots. And boots could lead to something important that you need. But at this rate, honestly, I don't think there's really anything else that it could lead to.
Yeah, it's incredible, like just how many keys that they have right now for these crystal dungeons. This is really, really uncommon. And they also got really lucky in terms of the crystal dungeons and small key requirements. Like for instance, TR is not a crystal dungeon, which could still contain progression, but yeah, incredible that they have almost complete, key access at least to these dungeons. Still missing some progression items.
And Graveyard Ledge is no-go. So TR right now, its possibility to contain something is actually very low. It could contain the actual medallion to get into Mire. It could contain the Desert Palace big key. Could contain the Tower of Hera big key. Both of those. One thing it's not going to contain is hammer. Honestly, probably it could contain boots, but boots probably isn't going to lock anything. It could contain flute, and it could contain boots to lock flute. That's the only other thing I can really see that it could be. So
Songleaves now turning in their mushroom on the way to Catfish. It looks like phasebro is going to join him on Eastside Death Mountain now.
Well, he's going to do the check of the Desert Ledge first, but
or Graveyard Ledge, yeah, that's right.
I think I called it. You called it Eastside Death Mountain. I called it Desert Ledge.
Well, between the two of us, we'll have chat completely confused. So
yeah, we're gonna get there sooner or later, guys. Oh, whoa! Catch those guys. 2 fairies out of the bushes. Go catch them. You have 3 bottles and like no safety. Why didn't you catch those phase, bro?
he might be, but if he is going to Eastside Death Mountain, Eastside Dark World, then he might also pick up, you know, some bottles or some potions from the bottle merchant, or not the bottle merchant. My God. I don't know why they let me commentate. I don't know anything about this game apparently.
Yeah, Safriclau, or I'm sorry, Saf. Yeah, we're doing entrance rando. We just threw in a little bit of a troll for these guys, and we got our catfish check from Songleaves. Nothing but bombs. I was kind of hoping catfish had something, but phasebro is going to be going to do the same thing, going to check catfish. Like you said, probably going to get some potions from the potion merchant, from the witch. Oh man, it's a great day to be alive, folks. Great day. No, he's skipping over it, man. He's you know, he said safeties are for suckers.
He's died, and he says, "I've gotten all my deaths out of the way already. I'm good to go now."
Pyramid check coming from Songleaves. I hope so. Unless you just go straight south. Nope. Okay, good. I was about to say, don't forget that pyramid going by there to go to pod. Don't forget that.
Actually, old Mr. Sunshine, you can see the bug net on the tracker. It's in the 11th column. Can you not see it?
Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
It's the fire shield on the pyramid ledge. Songleaves not mirroring to Aga Tower just then. Interesting.
And this is where the experience comes into play of running these things, because there you go.
And this is the moment of truth for phasebro, is they're going to do the same thing and be faced with the same option to mirror. If they do mirror, then that's an opportunity for them to go down that dark room and grab that GT big key. But if they don't, then it could be putting it off for another period of time.
Yeah, this is critical junction right here. If he does this, if he mirrors and he goes in to check Aga Tower and makes the decision to go check the dark chest as a routing choice, it's neck and neck. It's neck and neck. It's now even, you know. Gonna grab that shield. What are you gonna do, FaZe? What are you gonna do? Come on. He's jumping. Nope. They're forgetting Aga Tower.
Well, it's not knocked out yet. It would have been worse if he had mirrored to Aga Tower, checked the 2 chests, and then not gone to the dark rooms. So there's still hope. There's still hope he's going to find it in some normal routing later.
Yeah, I mean, if there was any routing, I guess, faux pas to do there, that was it. That actually helps him because he may remember it as he goes in to do whatever check he does later. Oh, Mr. Sunshine getting you there. Oh, I see it right next to your commentator license.
Found it.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, they whenever we did this Keysanity tournament and they made this new tracker, they took off a couple of items. The most notably the swag net, and I don't know what the other item was that they took off. Honestly, I can't recall it. I don't know if there was just room to put another track in there because they wanted to be able to track Castle Tower and Ganon's Tower keys. So I don't know if there was a second item they decided not to track.
So interestingly, you know, Songleaves, they both have 2 pod keys here. Now what you could do is use one of those keys, use both really, to get into the back room, which gives you access to many more items. I think it's probably 5 more items total. But that means you don't have a small key left to get to Helmasaur later, if you might need to. So it's a hard decision to make. You know, you have 2 keys now. There's 3 more out there in the world. It's likely that you're going to pick up another one. But it looks like Songleaves might be playing it safe. Also, interestingly, Songleaves opened up the front door, even though they have the bow and are doing the bow side now.
Yeah, so that's I think Songleaves had 3 keys. I believe Songleaves did find a 3rd key. I'm not 100% sure about that now that he's actually used keys. So, and I don't really know. He had to have had 3 keys because he opened the front door and he opened that back chest the back key door to get to the vanilla big key chest. So he's had 3 keys. Yeah. So he's kind of doing a little bit of different routing. Now, if he uses the hammer jump, he can still use this key to get to the harmless hellway. And
oh no, so he didn't do the vanilla big key location. You can see it right there.
Oh, I thought
he did have 2.
I guess he just dropped down and get that one. So yeah, he did have 2. I was mistaken.
So he is choosing to go back into this back room now, and I think that this is a good play because, like I said, there's still 3 other small keys out there. It's likely you're going to find what you need, and this gives you access to 5, maybe it's 6, maybe it's 6 items to come back here. 7 actually because of the big chest. Gosh, I can't even count.
It's easy to miscount this. Easy to miscount this. I always forget that this room has a chest until I walk in it. I always remember the 2 in the dark room areas because it's one of the easiest dark rooms to do. And then I forget the harmless hellway until I see the key door, and I'm like, oh yeah. And then there's 3 chests on the left-hand side. So, but so far, not much value.
Oh, you know, I did a derp. Neither of them could have used the bow side to save a key because they don't have the hammer, which is required to knock the pigs down and drop it down.
That is very, very true. And we got a hammer jump coming. Let's see how Songleaves does. He's doing the pause buffer, which is pretty common. Most people do pause buffering, and I've only seen maybe like 4 runners just run up there and swag it and straight drop a bomb and do it. But he got it first try. Very good job, Songleaves.
TR small key first trouble. It's a lot easier to do if you're new to the hammer jump. It can be intimidating, but I highly recommend checking it out. And it's a lot easier to do if you come from the north. You have a lot more time with the bridge falling out from under you.
Yes, very true.
Unfortunately, not finding anything else in pod, so they're gonna have to look elsewhere.
phasebro not doing pause buffering and missing that hammer jump. People learn it different ways. I've seen plenty of people who have to do pause buffering. I have some people who do the select buffering. I've seen some people just drop a bomb and just know the pixel. And it's interesting to see all the different, I guess you'd call them strats for hammer jump. Oh, missed it again. He's gonna abandon ship.
Can't mirror because he's in the doorway.
Did we? I don't think we saw anything important really in the dark maze, though, did we?
No. Luckily, there wasn't anything important, but could cost him time if he has to come back and do it again later.
Yeah, it could also save him time though too if we find out that this is a pendant dungeon and he doesn't have to go all the way through here. So, now we are going to get a check of 3 fresh locations. We're going to get a check of the ether tablet, and we're also going to get a check of 2 locations inside of Hera. So there could be plenty of things important over here.
I imagine that he might chain this with checking Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny Cave as well. So the 5 items total available to them on Death Mountain. And just, I cannot believe, they have had a little bit of divergence here. Songleaves going to Ice Palace, choosing to fight different bosses. But I can't believe, how frequently they're making the same choice here. Even though they both have other unchecked overworld locations. Like, they both decided not to mirror to Aga.
Oh, big key. Vanilla big key in Hera. Wow, that is awesome. That is very, very useful.
So increase that item count of availability up by 3.
I will say this though, that now allows them to go to Fat Fairy once they beat Trolldorm. So Fat Fairy is like calling out our name for Hammer or something important like Kane, because we absolutely need Kane for Meyer. We don't need it for TR if we have to go, or if we don't have to go into TR. But Meyer requires Kane.
phasebro may be doing a Spike Cave first.
Yeah, they need Hammer, they need Flute, they need Kane of Samaria, which Kane could be in Meyer. They could find Flute here and get that. Flute could be inside of Fat Fairy. Hammer could be inside of Fat Fairy. There's plenty of things that could be inside of Fat Fairy that is just there. And he's opting to do the bomb jump.
Oh, that is a punishing bomb jump to fail.
Because you go all the way down. And that is a very good point there, Scooby-Doo. They can, in fact, route Fat Fairy in with Aga Tower, and that's going to be another chance for phasebro to be able to catch up with that GT Big Key. It's not a matter of going to Aga, Saf. It's actually going to the chests. The first two chests are accessible. They both have one Castle Tower key.
Bomb jump, take 2. You have 2 pixels of variance here. It looks like he's lined up correctly now. You have 2 pixels of variance. If you're too high, you fall down all the way to the bottom. If you're too low, you're gonna bomb. You know, you're gonna bonk inside the pit anyway.
Yeah, Trolldorm is our last option, and phasebro taking the slow way, which, depending on how you call it, it may not be the slow way, because if you take a fall, just doing that may just be easier. So
yeah, but, as in this exact case, yeah, it happened to be the faster way between the 2 runners.
Mm-hmm. But stepping on down. Ooh. Oh no! Whoa!
Map buffer.
Dude, map buffer and the swag cape all of a sudden. Now, that means Smoldorm can't hit you, but you can still mistakenly hit him and bounce back. But Songleaves doing some swag strats on him right there.
phasebro, perfect fight against Smoldorm. The sink. Crystal pickup sink. All right, so Fat Fairy Hammer Dream is still alive.
It could be double Fat Fairy right now. Both of those chests could have some flute, cane, hammer, flute, all of it. But both of them are opting to go Dark World, Death Mountain, which is the best play. They're already here.
Yeah, 5 items available to them.
Even more than that, Hookshot Cave too. Oh well, that's 6, 7 items actually. I didn't see what was on the floating island.
Oh, I can't count. I meant 6, I think.
Yeah, 4 inside of Hookshot Cave, 2 in Super Bunny Cave, and then there is the one on the floating island, which I'm pretty sure we checked, and I'm pretty sure it was probably nothing, because I don't think we hyped that up at all. Yeah, Swamp is still not in play at the moment because we don't have the Swamp small key. Now, granted, that first chest in Swamp could have something important.
Yeah, I always think it's an interesting choice because it feels like you're doing a double dip, like you're forcing yourself to double dip. And granted, it does take time to open up Swamp Palace, but maybe like no more time than it does to do something like Graveyard Ledge. So in a way, it's nice to just kind of treat that first chest in Swamp Palace as an overworld location. If you have Hammer, however, then it becomes a harder choice because, you know, and a small key, of course. Then you're kind of committing to a bigger dip that you might not want to commit to. Looks like we got Ether on TR.
So the only medallion we don't have. Oh man.
Well, luckily it's a pendant, so that's probably a relief for them to see that it's a medallion they don't have yet.
Yeah, but we all know all too well how trolly Turtle Rock can be. And there's the small key to
Speaking of,
bombs. So, you know, I mean, small key to Swamp Palace, while it is green pendant, that's good find. That's an amazing find.
Yeah, I think at this point the most trolly location for Hammer now would be inside Swamp Palace.
Yeah, on the boss.
Well, it couldn't be on the boss. You can only get the first 2 chests without the hammer, so it'd probably have to be the second chest.
Oh yes, you are right. Excuse me. I always forget that about Swamp. That is like my #1 thing. That is like the most obvious thing to not forget, and I always do.
I don't know. It's easy to forget, in my opinion. It's because you have hammer so early, so often that it doesn't come up very often in seeds.
It's just random too. It's like the only spot that it's not even like they have spots in swamp locked by hammer. It's just that one switch. That's it.
We've shown off some hook strats to get a little bit of movement benefit here.
Yeah, those are always good to use. I love having early hook shot for that reason, especially if the seed doesn't want to give me boots. But they're both pretty much doing the same thing.
Yeah, this is pretty
incredible.
incredible.
To see where they go. Yeah, so Songleaves is going to Thieves Town because he hasn't beat Blind yet, where phasebro has. Where is phasebro going?
I'm not sure at this point.
Swamp. He's going to Swamp.
Oh, he's doing the play!
Because he can't get there without hammer the other way. This is the fastest route to get to Swamp otherwise. And if the hammer was there, that means this was required. And this seed is troll. So there's 2 chests that he's going for right now.
However, could also be going for Fat Fairy too. This would also be the way to get there.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Both. Either way. Both locations are the only. I mean, that's Thieves Town and excuse me, not Thieves Town, but whatchamacallit, Village of Outcasts is the only way to get there. With a long walk of shame. And for those of you that are newer to, what is he doing?
He realizes he doesn't have hammer. He can't do it.
Oh no!
This is where my limit of my technical knowledge of the game is at its end. I'm not sure if he can even get around with the super palm. Can he?
Yes, he can, but he has to walk all the way through. No.
He could fall off a ledge, so the bomb would explode, I believe. I think you'd have to do Aga in order to be able to.
He can sequence break this though, because if you can make it to a screen transition before the bomb blows up, it will travel to you. But I don't think you can actually get to that other side. I don't know we'll see. Songleaves is heading south now. I mean, while we were watching phasebro, he made short work of the blind. Like, I didn't even see the kill.
Yeah, we were totally blind to it.
Ha ha!
Hey, you set it up.
I certainly did. Okay, so yeah, this is the problem right here. There's no connector to the pyramid without jumping a ledge and going here. He's gonna have to do a screen transition because you can't get over here with a hook shot.
Oh yeah, I guess this would be a place to do it if that is possible.
You can't
jump there and then screen transition.
But you have to screen transition. You have to do it here. The problem is he's got to make it all the way over there. No, he doesn't know. He thought it came with him. Nope. Because what you would have had to have done is jump there, get up here, and then screen transition right there on the right, and it would have came back over to you. And that would have been a sequence break, nonetheless. But that doesn't mean Hammer couldn't be there, because they would need a second Castle Tower key to beat Aga in order to get onto that other side for Hammer to be in Fat Fairy. So follow that logic. Let your mind just melt from that. And we are seeing the Swamp Palace play. Heart in the first chest. This is
chest.
Oh.
phasebro might be going to. I'm not sure where they're
Ice. He hasn't been to Ice Palace yet.
Yes. Flute.
Flute. Hammer's going to be in my area.
Yeah, that opens up a ton of item locations. There's the 8 in Mire itself, which one of them is not gettable because they need to Canis Maria for the boss. But otherwise, there's the 2 in Mire Shed and the 1 in Checkerboard Cave.
Oh, come on, Phase. Take that as a clue. It just gave you the compass to Swamp. Go to Swamp. And that might be the only dip to Swamp that we need. But this seed could be even more trolly. He's going to ice without hammer. Because keep in mind, hammer is still on the play for it being in Fat Fairy. If they find a castle tower key, have to go kill Aga and get onto the other side in order to get to that location. Because they could find plenty of things. Kane could be over here at Meyer. There's quite a bit of stuff Meyer can hold that could open up to other areas, but that's stretching it, obviously, as far as like mathematically concerned it is. But right now, Songleaves has taken a pretty nice lead here with just making the play that was obvious to go to after getting that Swamp Palace small key. Old Mr. Sunshine, we know that hammer is not in because Songleaves has checked it already.
Yeah, they both have chosen to do the hammerless Ice Palace dip. And it is Quack for Meyer, so indeed he can get all 7 of the items that are currently available inside that dungeon.
Yep.
Got the blue cane.
Good old Brian.
Choosing to check the mirror cave before committing to a potential Mr. Meyer double dip, which I think is very smart.
Without having the cane, always do that first. And a small key, which honestly, there's not very many small keys right now that we need. That helps with routing. Meyer key helps with routing. So
okay, get the bomb jump from phasebro now.
And
nice
he's got
setup.
Very first try. Yeah, most runners that have been doing this run, I've seen a few people have trouble with it, but I've never really seen anybody miss the Ice Palace bomb jump. So.
Oof, got hit by that fire beam though back into the pit.
And that's what happens to me every time. I always get it like the first time, and I get over there and I'm like, yay, I'm good at this game, and then I fall and I'm like, nope, still bad. All right, so we're getting our Meyer check. So far, Meyer area has been a dud for the 3 locations we've checked. Zelnus, play knife. Mos. Wow, I need a new keyboard. We love you, Zelnus.
Getting 2 phase on the whiz ropes here. Oh, so phasebro. Oh no, Songleaves had a small key too when they came to Ice Palace.
Yes, they did.
They're gonna get a rude awakening when he walks up the stairs.
Yep.
He might have thought that he had all the items he needed to full clear. He might not have realized this was a dip, or maybe just forgot about those chests being locked behind hammer.
Yeah, he might have forgot about those hammers. A lot of people remember that you need a hammer to get to the fluffy eyeballs, but I don't
merchant.
think. Yeah, exactly. Most people don't remember that you need the hammer to actually get to those 2 chests, the vanilla big key and that chest just before it. So we're gonna get the nice cutscene. I missed what was in that top one. I still don't see anything of consequence coming out of Meyer so far, and we've pretty much checked. I don't think he's checked anything on right side yet, because compared to open, Keysanity has a slightly different routing method. You don't check that very first chest all the way up top. You actually hookshot to that after you do the other chests, because it's just faster to drop down and come back and go straight to the boss. But in this case, without Kane, he ain't gonna be able to do that. He ain't gonna be able to go any further than that boss, or than that actual chest.
Mirror shield.
Yay, riot shield. Totally useful in this situation.
At this point, it doesn't even put anything in logic, so.
Nope. No, nothing. It doesn't put any. It's not even like it puts laser. We don't have.
But it is really big and shiny, so.
And it looks hilarious on a cactar. The animation, that is what is key, like low key, really good about this sprite creation. from, I forget his I don't want to call him Ryu. Ryutech. Yeah, like
so another shout out to Ryutech, and of course there's a huge amount of contributors that design sprites, and so many different people contribute to this game behind the scenes, and I don't think they get a shout out often enough, because there are so many sprite options available for this, and the many different animations that you have to do, from the swimming to the run cycle, which in this one is really especially good.
Hammer in that back chest, huh? Oh wow. Yep, Songleaves he's got the lead. He's got the lead.
phasebro's making the right play now. Looks like they're heading towards swamp though, so.
Yeah, going towards swamp though, I mean, the further that we find items and more progression in these other areas, the less likely he is to go to Aga Tower and check that dark.
But if the seed bottlenecks, which it could very well bottleneck, if it bottlenecks again and they're forced to, look at a whole bunch of different locations, especially now they have Hammer, a lot more is open to them. We could still see them catch up, depending on where items are, like Kane of Samaria.
That's it.
I think that's it, yeah.
Kane is, well, if TR is needed as a dip, we need Ether. So, really, Swamp, back to Swamp. Like, you had to double dip Swamp. I think that's what Songleaves is trying to figure out right now, where to go next. I would go back to Swamp.
It's a tough call. I mean, you kind of want to wait till you have the TR big key to, and he can't flute yet because oh no, he can. I'm sorry, I missed him activating that. Duh, because he was in Mire.
Yeah, kind of can't go to Mire until. I tell you what, I would check though right now. I would honestly have fluted to 3. I would have went ahead and checked Beg Cave.
Ah, yes.
Now this is where.
Oh well, they can't though. They can't check Back Cave. They don't have powder, do they?
Peg Cave.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, but I was actually just about to mention, this is where I hold off on turning in Mushroom until I either have powder or, like, it's my last location. Doing fake powder is always very advantageous, but you do need the can for that. So it's like, are they going to find powder in here? What are they gonna find, man? This can lead anywhere down the rabbit hole. They could just find the cane and be straight go mode item wise. Well, no, we still need either the Desert Palace big key or to find out what pod or Desert Palace is. We do not know our last crystal.
Ah, yes, that's right. So potentially 2 items.
Yeah, so we're down to the nitty gritty here of what we finish this at about 130 in. So the seed's been pretty nice. It hasn't been entirely too bad. I have seen way worse, without a doubt. And the fact that
did I just see a crystal on Palace of Darkness there in that map check?
You did. Desert Palace is our last pendant, and pod is a crystal. So we do not need the Desert Palace big key. We are Cane of Samaria away from go mode. As far as basic knowledge is concerned, we could still require the Ether medallion.
In our theory crafting, I think we both did it because they couldn't have dipped TR without the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, I think I kind of was forgetting the Cane not being a part of their menuing there for a little bit, but without a doubt, we are needing Cane. Cane is the holdup right now.
So phasebro going to take their newfound flute and grab their hammer as well.
And yes, we are out of pod keys, so they do need a couple small pod keys. So
progression is almost certainly here right now, but it could also be in Aga Tower. I can't think of many other locations they haven't checked.
Yeah, Aga Tower, without a doubt, that's the one we keep mentioning. Bonk locations, boot locations if they find boots here, but like as far as what's available to them, that is without finding other items. Silvers, that's nice. I'm so happy to find silvers because silverless cannon is fun to watch, but not fun to do.
Yeah, especially when you have only Master Sword.
Hmm.
So go on left side check. Some people will skip left side, but you know, I think that you only really do that when it's a crystal dungeon. In this case, it's a pendant. They're just looking for an item, you know. Do
Only
left side first.
in Keysanity, I do left side. Just do it because there are literally no restrictions on what can be over there. You know, other than you have to have the required items to get over there. You can find anything important over there. So we could find another pod small key that would help him get further. It could be cane, it could be anything to progress. Like it could be a shovel that leads to cane, it could be powder that leads to cane. It's like there's so much that you're missing to get more items. Do left side.
And chat pointing out that they do still need one other item, which is at least one pod small key so they can get to Helmasaur. But I believe in the logic, there has to be quite a few more than that available to them.
Yeah, because there's still a real possibility that there's one chest they have not checked inside a pod, and that's the Harmless Hellway.
I believe I also haven't checked the GT, the vanilla, excuse me, the vanilla big key location.
That as well. So really they need another key. They're gonna need two if they want to check all locations. But he does need one more. He did find going in there. He did find one more, so he could go mode pod if he finds what he needs here. But there's a real possibility that if you go mode pod, that you might be leaving behind what you need. And I'm sure phasebro is very happy to hear that. But at this point, items-wise, he's doing good, but he needs that GT big key, man. I hate to keep bringing it up, but that's what he's missing right now.
And we'll see where they go after this. Because, again, I don't know what else is open to them. They haven't done Aga. I missed that pod small key, I suppose. So I guess they do have the pod key they need to go to Helmasaur.
Yes, to go directly to Helmasaur, but they're leaving behind like two item locations in pod that could very well have that. And honestly, depending on what the situation is, that could be great for go mode, bad for leaving something behind. So there's no telling here.
I think for that reason, we probably won't see Songleaves go to pod.
Yeah, I doubt that. He's probably going to wait for one more.
Ooh.
You know, that's not a bad death. It's just going to be bad for him. We know it's not bad because there really wasn't much else. But that's rough to have happen.
Well, he's making the right decision, though. He's leaving.
Yes. He got progression. But that's the thing. It's like you're banking on the other progression not being there.
Yeah, so if he ends up having to, like, clear a whole bunch of the rest of the game, because Samario's in some really weird spot, he might have to come back to that dungeon to check that left side that has nothing.
For all he knows, Samaria could be those two chests.
Yeah.
And he could be sitting here thinking, great, Songleaves has already cleared this. Like, it's one of those things. We have no mode, guys. We have knowledge. They have nothing but silence. they are literally playing off their own knowledge.
Yeah, and I think that I wouldn't be surprised if phasebro feels pretty behind right now with those boss deaths. And they're not. I bet you that they think they're a lot further behind than they are. So they might just be trying to cut their loss there. And yeah. Ooh, Ice Palace.
I like this play. Because honestly, Songleaves has cleared Swamp Palace and not got anything. He hasn't got anything out of Swamp Palace. Now, did he check the big chest? I didn't see that. I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
We are not in no mode, old Mr. Sunshine. We do not know where the Cane of Samaria is.
Nice silver kill from Songleaves. And green pendant, so there could still have been progression here if Sahasrahla has it. But,
very true.
But otherwise...
Yeah, Sasha could be the troll, man. Sasha could be the troll. And phasebro is actually going to have a pretty good time right now because he's checked all the chests that he can. So he's just going to have to go straight back to the chests that he needs. And he can kind of make quick work of this. So...
Yeah, may not even need to do the... Oh, no, would still need to do the bomb jump because they're lacking Canis Maria, which means that that you can't find any sort of progression behind Cold Stare because I believe the logic always requires Kane. No, that's not true. In certain scenarios, it won't require it, I believe. That
is absolutely correct. Because actually in the vanilla game, you don't have Kane at this point. You have to do that drop down.
That's right.
Yeah, because Kane, vanilla Kane is actually in Mire. But... we are getting our Fat Fairy check. Because now we have a hammer to do it. I will tell you this, though. After seeing phasebro do that, I kind of want to try to do a sequence break and see if it works. I want to see if you can actually do that.
Yeah, I'm curious about that as well now.
I doubt there will ever be a time, unless Kane is here, that it's like super important. Because if he would have been... yeah, having trouble with that bomb jump.
And we're getting the Fat Fairy check from Songleaves here. Let's see what these two items are going to be. Green Rupee. Detour. Oh. Validation Rupee. And he's not going to go check Aga again, looks like.
Yeah, I think Akatero might be it, man.
At this point, you know, you got to wonder if Songleaves has forgotten about that as a potential location. And he does have one pod small key, and he's going there now. And you know, or no, you know what? He might be going to Hashwa, turn the green fence.
Yes, which he could route pod into that, and that wouldn't be a bad idea. Because, I mean, making a small check here and there, we're kind of at that point right now where we're making small checks to find big items. So we're at the last item we need, knowing... Now, granted, we cannot say that the runners know all the locations, that what every single location is. That's a key. The Hera, oh, the basement. Sasha had the Tower of Hera small key. The basement may have the Kane. Oh no.
So it's kind of its own version of a fetch quest.
Yeah, we had a 5 bomb upgrade and 20 rupees in the hammer chests for Ice Palace. So now we just need to check Cold Stare and see what Cold Stare has. If Cold Stare has Kane, that's going to be crazy. Because that means that Songleaves is going to have to go back. There's a huge chance that either one of these runners is just gonna like blow open what's happening here. So whatever, Songleaves has a choice. It looks like he's going to check the Harmless Hellway. He might be going towards straight to Helma.
Yeah, he could be going to Helma.
And honestly, I don't like that play.
I mean, yeah, it's a tough decision. I mean, it's a crystal. You know, it's required. If it does have the Kane, and you were just supposed to look by the logic for the small keys, then this could be huge, right?
It really could be, but by logic, that means you would be needing to find all 6 keys. Like, I don't see Kane being on Helma. It's very risky. It's very risky.
Yeah, it is.
That's honestly, as far as Songleaves' routing choices, though, that's like the only thing I disagree with him on. TW Roxas, where were silvers? They were in the southern chest in Swamp Palace.
All right, so phasebro gonna have to be careful here. I don't think that they picked up potions or a fairy ever, so they have 5.5 hearts, blue mail, master sword.
He did have a potion that he used earlier on the entrance into... But he's also going to be able to use most of his magic for Fire Run. That's going to be done. Oh, he missed the first shot. But honestly, if I get one of them down, or you know, get one of them out of there, he does have a potion though. It makes it a lot easier to get one of them down. There's just less going on. You don't have as much just insanity happening. And done. Great fight by phasebro, using a potion as a safety. And what do we have? A big key. Is it to Desert Palace? Yes, it is. I think that was the last.
Man.
So what if Landmo or the big chest has Kane?
Yeah, they're both being pulled in different directions here by these keys that are unnecessary unless they lead to the cane somehow.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, I mean, and they're both necessary because you have to kill them for that to progress to the end of the game. But at the same time, it's like, wow, where are we at right now? Where it's like, who's gonna find Kane first? Because if phasebro finds the Kane first, with all the things that he's done, that gives him almost an equal advantage over what Songleaves has. Because he needs to find the GT big key, but Songleaves is going to need to find the Kane, depending on what this big dude here has.
It would equalize the seed for sure. Of course, Songleaves could red spikes from Songleaves, but of course it could be. I think it would make it pretty close because I imagine Songleaves is going to go to Ice Palace in not too long as well, since it is a crystal dungeon.
Yeah. With having the hammer, I think that's going to be his next progression. But honestly, if I was Songleaves right now, I would feel a little bit worried about that, because now once you find a pod key, you're going to have to either make the decision to come back to pod and just pick and choose 50-50 which one to go to, or you're going to have to find both pod keys in order to be able to check both chests. So there's a real chance that Kane could be behind one of those. So
we're about to see new stuff here. phasebro checking the big chest of DP. Small key.
To pod.
Palace.
That helps a lot.
That could be the key that Songleaves may need to get Kane. We don't know.
But I mean, the way that this ended up happening, it looks like this seed was requiring all 6 keys to pod, though, which is kind of rude if you think about it. But
I believe that logically, I think that I might be wrong about this, but I think logically it always requires you to have access to all 6 pod small keys if Helmasaur is the crystal.
It does. It actually logically requires that almost anyway, just because of the way the dungeon is designed. But a matter of there's certain logic breaks that can be done without being too complicated of a logic break, and pod is just one of those.
Yeah.
I don't know at this point, though. I feel like that's going to be the most painful for Kane to be in one of those chests, because it's so difficult. You have a 50-50 chance of picking the wrong one on Songleaves' side. Like, he literally finds one chest, or one key, and has to go back and do it again. But what if the last pod key is on Landmo?
That could be.
Yeah, this is the last week of Swiss Fluttershy. As far as when the tournament starts, I keep an eye out for the dates and everything through that, because they're going to have to do the pair-ups and things like that and do the rankings and stuff, and go from there. So
just a piece of heart on Landmo. Oh, so at this point, where can it even be? I mean, I think Castle Tower is the last place. Am I wrong? I mean, Tower Pair Basement, of course.
We got Tower Pair Basement. We've done checked all of DP. Pod, 2 chests in pod. Which for phasebro, unfortunately, he's got more than 2 chests. He did not get Dark Maze, so his check right now is going to be going back to Dark Maze, trying to get that Hammer Yop. So, he might have to use keys a little bit differently and be in a worse position off than Songleaves is. But we've got the 2 chests in Castle Tower, and as far as locations that can be checked right now without getting other items, that's it. There are plenty of other locations that can be checked once they get the item for that location, i.e. shovel, the fetch quest with shovel and powder, boots, doing bonk rocks, stuff like that. So, and yes, both runners have turned in mushroom, just bomb upgrade.
So we might see a new chest here from phasebro, depending on what they decide to do with their keys.
Yeah,
I imagine they're going to use at least one. I mean, why else come here?
hopefully they get the hammer jump. Hopefully they don't just good. Where he's
Here we
checking
go.
this one.
Vanilla big key. Location rather.
not a bad location to check. It's the quickest, fastest, and most direct one to check. And if you find Kane here, he knows he's in go mode. The problem is
almost Gomo. Because he's still missing that GT big key.
Yes. I still have the mindset of item go mode over all over go mode for Keysanity. I still consider item go mode like almost just as important as having all the keys, because the keys don't do much if you can't use the items to get through with the keys. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things. They're both equally important on both ends. So, all right, phasebro, what you got? What are you doing? Because phasebro also hasn't gone to back to swamp. Is he going directly back?
He might be doing a Helma play as well. I don't disagree with this because if you do need to check both the Hellway and the GT, or the vanilla big key location, you're going to probably have to find the 3 keys anyway. So might as well come and do Helma Sword. And if you can bomb jump, then the only real danger with doing this play is the soft lock possibility that's in this version of the logic. But if they can bomb jump, then I don't see a reason not to do the Helma play.
I think we still have the avoidance of a soft lock potential. Well, no, actually, because if Kane is in that harmless Hellway, and the pod, one of the pod small keys is in TR, which is a very big possibility, it could soft lock. So
interesting to see where Songleaves goes from here, because he just picked up his Desert Palace big key, so he's got a choice between Hera Basement and Desert.
And yeah, pet is a compass there, my fellow unknown person. And I hate these enemies, man. These enemies are so trolly. Like, the hammer is just the weirdest thing that works on them.
I like turtles.
I like zombies. Where's Songleaves going? Oh, he's going to desert.
Desert.
Duh. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, why is he going back to Mire? He doesn't have Kane. Of course, this is the most efficient way to go to desert, because that's why they're running this, and I'm not. And I'm sitting here talking about them running this.
And now you're talking about them running this.
Yes, it is running thisception.
So Songleaves is going to pick up their pod small key, and then they'll have a choice. Do you go to Tower of Hera basement? Check that with the 1 key you have. Go to pod basement. Do you remember the Aga Tower? Those two chests that are up there.
I want to see phasebro go to Aga Tower so bad. Just for the sheer fact of getting that GT big key. But ideally, I think that Hera basement is a good play, even though it's so far off to the side. It's a good play. But I just remembered another spot they haven't checked yet.
What's that?
Spike Cave.
Have we not seen it? Oh, phasebro looked like he was going to go there, but he didn't end up going there after all. So yeah, we haven't seen that yet.
We haven't.
Like, he didn't go there because he didn't have the hammer. That's right. Yeah.
Yes. So we just got hammer recently out of Mire. So there's 2 locations up here. He's going to go do Hera and Spike Cave. Yes. This is a good play. Also, keep in mind, phasebro has not checked Fat Fairy.
Or turned in that green pendant, or finished out Swamp, actually, because that's where the green pendant is. So they haven't checked a lot of things Songleaves has. So his hope right now in this race is that he finds Kane before Songleaves, and then can remember to check that dark basement and escape, and routes that in early for that GT big key.
Like, honestly, for phasebro's sake, we kind of want the Kane to be in Aga Tower, so on the chance that he remembers to go back to the dark escape. Oh, yep, Spike Cave's that way, buddy. Oh, man. What if this is another pod key, though? That would be actually kind of funny.
Oh, and it's the Kane's on it, the Harmless Hellway, maybe?
Yeah, oh, man. But that means we're still missing one pod key, though. Because we have knowledge of 4 pod keys right now, and this would be number 5. If it is. It's it's a pod key.
Pod key.
Oh, God. I have no shame. I have no shame.
All right, where's Songleaves gonna go? phasebro thinking about it too.
Oh no, he didn't go to Hera. No. He doesn't have the small key to Hera basement. Where was that at?
Oh.
Was that in Swamp?
Oh, it was, I believe.
It was. Oh no. He needs to go to Swamp. Phase, go to Swamp.
Well, we don't know yet if he needs to go to Swamp. Could be Aga.
That is very true.
Aga Tower, I mean. Could be Harmless Hellway. But he's going to Swamp, looks like. So
Songleaves is going right to basement. He's not going to do Spike Cave first.
Yeah, unless basement contains Kane, this is strictly unfortunate for phasebro because we know that this doesn't lead to anything besides the Tower of Hera small key.
Yep, it was Sasha that had the small key, the Tower of Hera small key. So he's got to finish out Swamp in order to be able to do that. So if Kane is here, that is going to put a fork in phasebro. He's going to be well done steak. Here's hoping that it's another pod small key. Oh man,
that'd be good for Songleaves.
It's just one of those things. That's funny. That was a nice setup of the coffee break. Very nice setup of that. Doing that with the swing. Did we check FF? What is FF?
Fat Fairy, I believe. Yes, we did.
That is correct. Fat Fairy was checked. It was it wasn't much.
Yes, I believe it was phasebro tried to check it early, but Songleaves was able to check it later after picking up the hammer.
Yeah, phasebro found out you could not check it without the hammer, and he tried to jump off a ledge and found out you can't bring the bomb with you. So.
Ether.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, it can't be. Candace Mario cannot be in Turtle Rock, so that opens up Turtle Rock, but.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, Turtle Rock can't have anything of importance. There's only one thing. Actually, I will take that back. There's one scenario that can happen on an off chance that can require a dip into Turtle Rock.
What's that?
I lied. No, there is no scenario. I forgot. We're in Keysanity. They already have the GT Big Key. So there's nothing there's nothing in TR. There's nothing you're going to get in TR. Because I was thinking you would need boots to possibly go get
the torch and
torch or something like that. But there's nothing. They've got Master Sword. Like the only thing I could see that them possibly going for, which Songleaves isn't going to be worried about it because he's got silvers. Master Sword silvers is not hard. phasebro though, I just got silvers. So yeah, we're not going to be worried about a tempered sword.
Let's see where Songleaves chooses to go. He's going north. He's going to Aga Tower.
Aga Tower. That's the play. That's the best play. He's already beaten Pod. You don't want to dip Pod again.
Yeah, and it's 2 quick chests. Much quicker than going all the way over to Harmless Hellway. I cannot believe that this location has not been checked for so long because they both did escape. I believe even fairly early. They both were up to the pyramid, some of them multiple times, with the mirror. And almost 2 hours in, here we go. Aga Tower.
Chest number 1, a map. Now we know if Ganon Tower has a crystal.
Is it foreshadowing? The Ganon Tower map? Is it foreshadowing?
The real question is, did I call an important item being in Aga Tower a long time ago? Nope.
Him along. He's just teasing us in the maze here.
What is it? It's the game! God, burn me at the stake. I don't care.
That's it. And with that, Songleaves is in go. All he's got to do is got to run to Meyer, finish out that dungeon, and he's on his way to GT.
Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, Songleaves has officially at around 1 minute 58 seconds. Or 1 minute. Haha! 1 hour 58 minutes. I am not smart today. Reached go mode. So, Songleaves is pretty much, it's his race to lose. phasebro is running behind and still hasn't found that GT big key. So that's hurting without a doubt.
Yeah, unfortunately, just as with happened with Songleaves, phasebro is going to get some items that's going to lead him in different directions here. Also hasn't checked quite as much of the overworld, I believe, as Songleaves. So yeah, who knows when they're going to route in that Aga Tower.
But if you think about it, though, with the routing that they did, if they would have found Kane early by going to Aga Tower, they could be making a dip into Turtle Rock right now unnecessarily.
That's true. This could have been a blessing in disguise for them. So he's showing off that reflective near shield with those whiz robes there.
Yep, there's chests down below there, phasebro. Nothing in them, but there's chests. And of course, Viddy's going to be very quick work because Silver Viddy is one of the easiest boss fights in the game. Like,
yeah,
I think
it's difficult if you don't have what you need, but if you've got silvers, oh my god.
Yeah, it's like literally maybe just a smidgen harder than Armos with silvers. Last egg. Kane was in the second chest in Aga's Tower. Oh yeah, Songleaves only has 5 arrows though. That's a very good point. So, and he is already pulling out the bow.
Yeah, and no guaranteed arrows like under pots or anything on the way. I think you'd have to kill enemies and hope for an arrow drop.
Yeah, which honestly, killing these little guys here, they have a pretty big loot table. They drop almost everything. They have a higher chance of dropping hearts and rupees, I want to say. And then I think arrows are next on that table.
I think that might be true in the vanilla game, but in Randomizer, even the drop tables and also which tables they're in are randomized as well.
Is that the case? I honestly,
yeah.
I never managed to ask one of the developers about that. Almost.
Fire rod strats.
One quick spin.
Oh, Songleaves. Oh, he's got fairies. He's got stuff. phasebro picking up their unfortunate troll item that's going to lead them in the wrong direction, most likely.
Yeah, unfortunately, because going and turning in that green pendant is going to send them on a long course. It's just a matter of whether he decides to actually go to Aga Tower and do all that first.
Walking up somewhere first, though. I wonder where he's going. Oh, let's hope in Aga Tower.
That is a good question. Where is he going?
Interesting bomb strats here from Songleaves. I don't know if he's just getting his rage out or if this is an interesting tech I've never seen.
I kind of like it, actually. He's just laying bombs and knocking the boss back into it. That was clever. Songleaves is going to get some props from me on that. He gets some bombs for his. Yeah,
so
we
haven't
haven't
seen
checked
Hammer
that
Pig
game.
yet.
Yeah. Come on, sword upgrade. something at least slightly useful for his time. Boots, maybe. That's definitely a burrito. He's not hungry. He just wants items. Come on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. Songleaves heading up to Ganon's Tower. So the big key can be in one of 216 locations in any seed, and Songleaves already has it. So go ahead and guess which item number that was, and would be in an alternate dimension if he hadn't already had the big key.
Yep, pretty much. And we can ask somebody that had counted where it's at, because it certainly wasn't me, because that's way too many items.
I think it was 76.57%, if I'm remembering correctly.
In all seriousness, though, it was pretty quick.
Yeah, it was very early.
Because he sequence broke that. He didn't have the lamp, and he sequence broke that and got it at, like, before he even had a sword. Did phasebro get the Thieves Town small key, and I'm just not able to see the one?
You must have got it. Otherwise, I'm not sure why they'd be here.
Yeah, that's I didn't even think about this location, but I can't imagine what would be here. Possibly a sword, arrow upgrade, bomb upgrade. Now, here's the real question. Is Songleaves going to be able to manage to pick up some arrows before dropping into Ganon?
Ooh.
Is he going to actually get arrows at some point? There are a few pots that drop arrows throughout this and things like that. He doesn't have the small key. I was looking at that.
Oh no! phasebro, don't let the sadness take you.
Matter of fact, let the sadness take you to the spot you need to go.
That's right. Okay, Songleaves heading up without the arrows. I don't even think there's enemies to kill along the way that he can get an arrow drop from.
I know there's a few pots, and I think a few of them, I mean, again, with the loot tables being random, I have no way of knowing, so I really don't know. I know in vanilla, the mimics and stuff do drop arrows, but he can't kill these guys. He has no arrows. Nothing but a twang.
I was playing the guitar for us.
And that was that was me filling in the sound that we all know that happens when you have no arrows.
phasebro making the play, going to get the GP big key. Hopefully they'll go to Agatha right afterward.
Oh, the stun prize is 10 arrows. I didn't know that.
Oh,
That
wow.
is wow.
That is probably the most useful arrow stun prize I've ever seen.
You know, he's happy to see that, but I bet you he is not happy to see it at the same time. But good.
He is going to Agatha Tower.
Good. So literally, this is going to come down to execution. If Songleaves has a rough go of it, going up through here, takes the Ganon fall, phasebro can go do Viddy really fast. Viddy is not a slow dungeon by any means. It's actually really fast. And it's possible that phasebro can sneak in. So
yeah, I think that probably the phasebro's best bet, and we wouldn't wish this on any player, of course, but his best bet is that Songleaves would have to take a death pretty late into Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, take a death on like Agatu or which honestly I don't see that happening. He literally has 17 hearts
and safeties to boot, I believe.
Yeah,
and red needles. There it is. phasebro is now in go at 2 hours 9 minutes and 23 seconds. Not long after Songleaves' go at about 2 hours as well.
Probably about maybe 9 minutes, 10 minutes behind. Yeah, just about. But honestly, that just came down to, oddly enough, unfortunate routing choices. Like, it's really crazy to think that Songleaves really did have more direct routing, but phasebro was getting items almost more efficiently. He checked less places.
Yeah, and that really is the name of the game. I think in open mode and standard mode, you're trying to avoid locations. And in that way, phasebro did a really great job. He made some gambles by avoiding locations, but it really paid off for him. But in Keysanity, efficiency, routing efficiency is really the name of the game, and Songleaves has done a great job at that.
Yeah, a lot of the top tier runners that are out there will tell you, basically plan for all dungeons. You just plan for all dungeons because the chances of something being in these dungeons, whether they're pendant or crystal, is just there. It's going to happen no matter what you do. So
Here we go, Landemo round 2 with silvers.
oh no, the lag getting a hold of him, not being able to shoot that second arrow. What are you doing, phasebro? Why are you checking chests? Stop checking chests. Go straight back to video.
Maybe you're hoping for a tempered. If he picked up a tempered there, then that could have been a good advantage for him.
Very true. I mean, very, very true. Would help get through the gauntlet a little bit faster, but ultimately, you just go through, go mode it, and just trust yourself to do Master Sword Cannon and Master Sword Gauntlet.
Yeah, with so many item locations that are available, like if you were doing an almost full clear at this point and you checked almost everything else, maybe that, then I can understand that because it's very high probability you're going to find what you're looking for. But in this case, all of TR is completely not cleared. Nothing has been seen in GT Basement. I think we might have got a peek at the torch item, but other than that, clear rate on this seed is going to be very low.
Yeah, definitely. We're missing a lot of locations. Oh, almost taking a fall right there. I don't know if Songleaves has a fairy or not. Like, I think he used both fairies at one point, but the question is, does he have a potion to heal up? I'm pretty sure he does, but we'll see.
I saw him use a potion on Vitreous, and I thought I saw a fairy in his inventory at the time, so...
Yeah, it's hard to really tell. No, oh, dude, okay. Ooh. You know what I was getting worried about, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. They're kind of mentioning it in chat there. There is a glitch that if you go up those stairs at the second castle tower key, if you go up those stairs at the same moment that those torches go out, you will glitch out all the sprites, and the only way to get out of that is to save and quit your game and go right back down and redo the gauntlet. So that's fortunate that he missed that because he got really close. Nothing but rupees for their time.
Ooh, low health. Both phasebro and Songleaves got low health right now.
And 4 arrows. Oh man. Again. On top of that, taking a fall to Trolldorm 2. Maybe a sword invalidation chest.
Oh, perfect. He has the perfect amount of arrows left for Vitreous. Another Moldorm fall. So phasebro now going to be heading back up to GT. Songleaves has got 1 hit left before we're going to find out whether or not they have a fairy in a bottle.
Oh my lord. This is intense.
And even if he does have a fairy in a bottle, Ganon can be a hard fight. Those first 2 phases with Master Sword can be quite difficult.
Yeah, and he gets Trolldorm 2 down. I mean, honestly, Aga 2 is not... it's very possible to get trolled pretty easily at Aga 2.
Yeah, not a boss you typically die against, but you do often take damage because of those, blue balls in particular are getting hit by one of the other mirror Agonim's beams or something.
Or getting hit
half a heart.
Here.
Oh, yes.
Oh, because of Yep. Okay.
Pop that cape on, Songleaves.
Okay. There he goes. There he goes.
Oof.
So we're entering Aga 2 with half a heart. Oh man.
So FaZe is going to be faced with the same problem that Songleaves did, where they can't do that mimic room without picking up some arrows.
Oh,
There's the
snipe.
death. Did they have a fairy? Oh,
One
phew.
fairy. F for fairy. Okay. So he's got a few more hits to go.
I think that was one of the original 2 fairies that he picked up
In Eastern Palace.
from that.
Oh no. Oh, still got a double out of it. But took a shock on that.
Aga 2 is down. All right, so he's got 6 silver arrows. So he's going to have to be careful in this Ganon fight. And if he does die or take a fall sometime late in the phase, he might have to go farm for arrows or just do it silverless.
Good news is, though, there is a quick 2 spot down here at the bottom of this pyramid. 1 to grab a fairy. 2 to get stun prize arrows.
Right, yes. Let's see if he goes for the safety. Yeah, he's going for the safety.
I would.
Yeah, me too. 4 or 5 hearts. Master Sword Ganon fight. He doesn't have the boots, though, to get the fairy.
That's right, yeah. But, you know, where is he going to go? He's going to walk all the way over there and then mirror. Okay. I think either way, it's probably about the same time frame. Because they didn't have to do Aga.
A lot of folks will mirror at the base of that pyramid there if they want to go get potions, and then just walk back up from Link's house, especially if you have the flute, which they do in this case. So although this is taking time on Songleaves' part to come up here and refill, this is giving him that insurance to ensure his victory. It would be a hard thing now for phasebro to catch up to him. Now that he's got these safeties.
I think phasebro does know the stun prize. Yes, he does. Yep. He's going to get his arrows, but or not.
Ooh.
What are you doing? Not only what are you doing, why are you doing?
He may not know the stun prize. He might be going to look for arrows.
Oh man!
Yeah, see, he picked up that pot there, hoping that it would have arrows underneath. Unfortunately, there aren't arrows in pots until I think you get around to Armos Knights. Ice Armos. I might be wrong.
I don't even think there's very many arrows as like global drops, or not drops, but global whatchamacallit.
There was some.
Yeah, luckily he, like in chests and things like that. I don't think there's global arrows other than like the validation arrow. Oh man. Yeah, phasebro is making trying to make his rounds to find his arrows and things like that. God, if only he would stun 1 or 2 things and find the arrows. An arrow upgrade, that's totally cool.
Yeah, see, now the seed's just having fun with him.
Yeah,
I point out in chat that he could also be looking for a sword upgrade. Although at this point, I think that he's got his main motivation's got to be arrows. He's got 6 arrows. That would be enough to do the mimic rooms, but you couldn't miss.
Yeah.
Songleaves on the Ganon fight. Second phase with Master Sword.
Yeah, doing pretty good getting in a second phase, but he's taking a lot of damage. He's gonna have to use one of those potions pretty quick, but he's got all 4 bottles, so it's pretty much in the bag unless he takes an unfortunate death without
that
using
was close.
The potion. God, good lord, stop putting me on commentary. I'm about to start.
Don't curse these runners. Oh, phasebro finds the tempered at least.
Oh, he's using all of his keys though. Oh, this is painful.
There's one that he didn't grab from a pot next to the torch room, but I don't know if that means he forgot that it was there. But he could use that to ascend Ganon's tower.
I can't imagine what else he might be looking for. I don't think you want to go there. Hey, there's your one arrow you can... Are you satisfied with it? Yeah, he said, totally, that's what I was looking for. The validation. The end and memes. Oh no. Meanwhile, Songleaves getting off. Oh, I think he missed that hit.
Yeah, luckily he's got plenty of tries. He's got to be real nervous right now. I mean, he has no idea where his opponent is. There you go, GT's... or Ganon's down rather. Yeah, there's that 5 arrow drop in that pot that Scooby-Doo is calling out in chat. And Songleaves has finished in first place with an official SRL time of 2:21.16. So get your GGs in chat for Songleaves.
Yes, definitely. Great job. Good game to Songleaves. He's coming in for an interview here in just a moment.
So phasebro, without any safeties, making his way up the gauntlet here. He's going to be a little careful, I think.
All right, so moving Songleaves down and with us. Songleaves, how was this seed?
If it wasn't there, I think the only place left was Agus Tower and the Pyramid, and I was so ready for... I almost made the gamble of just going and doing Agus Tower and checking the Pyramid before going into Swamp.
Yeah, that you're talking about the flute? You're kind of cutting in and out there.
Oh no.
Songleaves.
Alright, let me see.
There you go. I think we can hear you a little bit better now.
So yeah, that was quite a seed.
Oh,
yeah, so I'm curious, you know, you were up at the Pyramid before with the mirror. Did you think to check Aga Tower at the time?
No, that thought didn't occur to me. That's actually a really good idea, though, to mirror from the Pyramid.
Well, you both made the decision not to do it. You both went up to the Pyramid multiple times, actually, with the mirror and decided not to do it. So, so that ended up working out fine for you. And in fact, you could have been super trolled if you got the cane earlier and decided to go to TR because of it. So in a way, you avoided some problems too.
Yeah, overall, your routing was very solid. You really were linear, going place to place, like going to check through with the chest, and ended up getting the check in on the Bombos tablet and Desert Palace, doing the few checks in Desert. You were routing very well this go around. I was very pleased to see that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and I enjoyed that blind fight too, where you chased the head off the screen. So I have to ask, because I saw you in Discord, you know, and in the chat of the previous race, you're like, I didn't even know that was possible. Did you have time to practice that, or did you just whip that out hoping it would work?
whip that out right now. I just learned about it like, an hour ago before the race. And actually, I was so surprised and so focused on the bee that I ended up dying because I wasn't even looking at my health.
You got a little distracted.
Yeah, I got a little distracted. And when I came back to him, he's different when you return to him, and I didn't quite know the pattern. And then I just died, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to come back here when I have the hammer, can check the small key chest.
Well, that also ended up being okay for you because while you were busy dying to blind, your opponent, phasebro here, was busy dying to Mothula a couple times as well. So.
Yep. Now, I do want to also mention the strats you used on Vitreous when you found out that you did not have enough arrows was honestly hilarious. The bombs and knocking him back into the bombs, I was literally laughing. That was clever and honestly one of the most interesting strats I've ever seen for Vidi.
Well, thank you.
Was that an in-the-moment kind of decision to do that, or had you thought about that play before?
So I've done that play before, and it's one of the reasons why I pick up a lot of bombs on my route, just in case I ever need to bomb Vitreous.
That was hilarious, and with that bomb drop at the end. So I'm going to ask phasebro this too if they come in for an interview afterward, but you both are very new to running the game, at least officially speed racing it on Speedruns Live. How new are you to playing rando in general, like on your own?
My first rando was done a week before the tournament started.
Wow, that is unbelievable to me. I mean, the amount of technical ability that you've shown in the race today, and your routing was really on point, but also like your knowledge of glitches and stuff like that, is very impressive. That's like less than a month that you've been playing this game.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and go ahead.
Well, I watched most of the last tournament, so from watching that and just listening to people in chat and commentators, I learned a lot of my knowledge from.
Yeah, I was going to say real quick, phasebro almost forgot that he needs a key to go through here, and he was kind of hanging on by threads there and realized that he left a key in that room where the mini Helmas are. So he is on the Childorm 2 fight right now.
Yeah, that fairy that you picked up real early game ended up being pretty clutch for you. Both of those fairies you ended up needing, but especially that one in Ganon's tower.
Yeah, definitely.
We were on the edge of our seats wondering if you had a fairy in a bottle or not.
Like, oh, do I still? I hope my fairy count is correct at this point.
We were thinking the same thing. As you went into Aga 2, I'm like, he is at half a heart and is probably going to get sniped by Aga. Hopefully he has a fairy. And lo and behold, you did. And it came and actually helped you out very well.
I was really concerned, like, going for those potions for Ganon, so that's actually the second time I've ever done Master Sword Ganon. Like, man, I hope my opponent doesn't snipe me while I'm, dawdling along getting potions.
Well, great call on your part then to go pick up some potions first then, because actually I think that was one of the only ways that phasebro would have been able to catch up to you in this case. So yeah. Well done.
Yeah, a death would have been a death would have made it a lot closer. I still think we're talking like 7 minutes he's going into Ganon from your finish time. So it really would have been close, and I can see that if you didn't get potions to start, died, you would probably gone and got potions, and that 7 minutes would have been made up pretty fast. So
I had actually
I wonder if there's some folks who are watching the stream right now who also might be new and are thinking about dipping their toe in, maybe playing next tournament. So as a relatively new player to the randomizer, just wondering if you have anything to say about what that's like.
There's tons of resources to help out. If you join the Discord, there's a channel called Training Room where you can basically just 24/7 ask a question and someone will probably get back to you in a few minutes. It's an incredible resource, and they also have a bunch of guides that are very in-depth and really cover all your bases. So
very good advice. Absolutely good advice. And to add to that, don't be afraid to reach out and ask anybody that you hear on the races. I'm sorry, I'm watching phasebro with half a heart.
The dodges, it takes a fire bat.
Rip. Oh man. Poor phasebro. He'll go back into it though. He's gonna dive right back in. But yeah, definitely feel free to reach out and ask for help from anybody. Like I'm always around. I enjoy answering questions and stuff like that. I'm sure plenty of other people do. But real quick, I want to do my typical close to the end deal. Songleaves was your winner today. Follow him, but also follow phasebro because they decided to do this tournament and provide your entertainment. They deserve your follows. They deserve your love, as well as our wonderful, amazing tracker, Raspberry Fluke, doing a fantastic job making sure that we know what's going on, making sure that you know what's going on, because frankly, it's hard enough just paying attention. And definitely just give the follows, guys. And again, Turn is amazing. You got to give him a follow too. Absolutely fantastic. I've enjoyed every bit of my co-commentating with him. It's been a fantastic time.
Right back at you, Unknown. Yeah, this has been great. Probably my favorite time commenting ever. So I hope we get matched up together at some point.
Oh yeah, I look forward to it.
phasebro heading into phase 3 again on Ganon, or rather not again, for the first time.
And hopefully he doesn't take a hit. Yeah, because one hit, even on red mail. No, I think it's 2. Isn't it 2 hearts for a Ganon hug for red mail?
Oh, I'm not sure. It's a ton.
I know. That's gonna be close. Oh, that's 2 for the fire. Oh, do you not have a potion?
Oh no!
Oh man!
Oh my god! My little heart.
Oh no!
Man, the bosses are the real winner of this match, ladies and gentlemen.
This is literally the most intense thing I've seen.
I was expecting to be like really calm after the seed, and now I'm nervous all over again.
Oh, missing that double. You only have 11.
One more hit to go.
It's a B. He only has a B. Oh my god. Oh. He almost got the fire off.
Woo.
Oh,
just don't
man.
fall now, phasebro. I couldn't take that.
Oh man.
Wow. Well, GG's to phasebro.
Oh, man.
Finishing with an official SRL time of 2:32:45. So we're going to see if he wants to come in to do an interview as well. Songleaves, so this is your last game of the tournament. Any thoughts about the tournament in general?
It's gone by fast. It's been really fun and a great time, and I really encourage anyone interested in playing to just go ahead and the next tournament.
Absolutely. I'm working to get phasebro in here. I offer tissue, toilet paper, because frankly, I think I might have to go go check my heart after this. This was insane. Okay. phasebro's mic is not working. And I'm going to let him know if he wants to just jump in chat to answer some questions or anything like that he can certainly do that. And if he does, he does. If not. But definitely, yeah, he's going to jump in chat for a little bit, guys. So if y'all want to talk to him for a minute, ask him a few questions, feel free to do that. You can see Songleaves in there as well. Any last thoughts, Songleaves, about just this race or anything other than, obviously you said jump on in, come on in. I'm sure dailies will be starting back up soon too.
One final strategy that I was debating, instead of going to the potion shop, I can actually use Quake on the bonkable tree at the base of the pyramid.
What?
Yeah, so Quake takes the place of boots, and in my very first rando ever, I actually used over and over every time I kept falling to Ganon.
That is new to me.
Yeah, I am quite impressed with your knowledge of all the weird things you can do. I saw it in your other tournament race. I think it was against Kirito. I found a clip of you doing the fake flips using a fairy revival onto the Zora ledge. So that's pretty impressive for less than a month of playing this game yourself.
So Zelnus is confirming that dailies are probably not going to be starting shortly, but always keep an eye out for tournaments and things like that. There are little pockets of races that start up and things like that. You can always keep an eye in the SRL chats. By the way, the official SRL time of phasebro ended up being 2 hours, 32 minutes, and 45 seconds. But yeah, Songleaves, I look forward to seeing you more often, man. You do have a lot of just little knick-knack ideas, and like it's crazy. I really like not just ideas but knowledge. Like that's unusual for a newer runner to know that much knowledge, and that is honestly awesome. So
I really just, my strategy, I just want to do cool things. And so, like, in my fairy revival, all I got was a heart container. So, like, I probably shouldn't have done that, but I just wanted to show people, a cool trick that's not seen very often. And
hey, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, very well done. Enjoyed your blind fight today, and very well done to both of these racers. If you haven't yet, give them a follow. This is a very entertaining match. They played in very different ways, but ended up being in the same places for much of the seed. And it really came down to that Agate Tower check, I think. So good game to both of them.
Absolutely agree. And keep your eye out for more races. There's definitely races going on. Again, the channels are Speed Gaming 1, 2, 3, and 4. ALTTP Randomizer 1, 2, 3, 4, and sometimes on Randomania 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see a lot of restream races and things like that. It's going to consolidate more once we get to the tournament and the Swiss matches are over, but we have a few more scheduled out because we're in the 5th round. Again, GG to Songleaves, GG to phasebro. Congratulations on the win, Songleaves. And folks, I want y'all to have a wonderful day, wonderful week, and wonderful time. Please keep on coming back, keep on watching us. Without y'all, honestly, the fans are the ones that keep this running. So and again, thank you to the Speed Gaming staff, thank you to Kern, thank you to Raspberry Floof, and above all else, thank you to you, the fans. I hope you have a wonderful night.